everyone. Hi. How y'all doing? How's everyone doing? Hi. I see a lot of people here. It's like, yay! Like for Game Dev Monday, especially, it's like, oh, we're bringing that back, and it's like I was kind of like hoping like, will people actually come back for Game Dev Monday? It's like, yay, people are here. Yeah, let's go. But hey, everybody. Hi. Oh goodness. Hi. I see people watching like consecutive streams. Oh my gosh, Jesus. I love you all. I love you. Thank you so much for coming by. Oh my gosh. But it's Game Dev Monday. We're bringing it back. We're reeling it back. Right on time. Just came back from work. Nice. GG. Love that. Hope work wasn't too stressful. And now you get to watch me work and me stress the hell out. Oh yeah. We are home. Home on the strange. Indeed. I just got some Chipotle. Nice. Very good. Yeah, I get the website working up and all that stuff, and the whole like link and all that stuff. Everything should be up and running. Everything should be updated on the website. Bless you. But yeah. So, my God. Sorry, I'm also like still slightly like trying to recover from a migraine, because guys. I hope you all realize something. Hold on. Let me see if this is working. Guys, I was working on this last night, like literally at 4 or 5 a.m. Yeah, like I said, you're coming back. The Mickey Going Crazy videos are coming back. Yeah, I got them all scheduled out for the next couple of weeks. So yeah. They're back. For real. I have them at least up for the month. So every Tuesday. So basically starting tomorrow, we'll be back with Mickey Going Crazy. That being said, I realized a couple of things. One, I've done so many to where I now have take 71, 72, 73, 74, and 75. Wow, holy shit. I've done a lot. And two, because I've done a lot, I recognize that there might be some like duplicates that might have slipped in because it's been so long and I don't remember which ones I've done and I don't remember which ones I haven't done. So if you fully watch my new stuff, if you keep up to date with it, fully expect that there are going to be some repeats. And I say this not having confidence in my own memory of what I've done and what I've not done. So I literally just collect a bunch that I find are funny in the moment, and I just do them on a whim. Like I literally collect them. I go into my booth, and I just record from A to Z, all the posts that I've like collected. And I don't even think about it. I'm just like, because that's the point. It's not me like trying to analyze the shit out of my Mickey Going Crazy videos. It's just I grab a bunch of Tumblr posts or a bunch of cat gifs and I just voice over and I just let it go. I don't have any other thoughts about it. There's no perfect brain cell business acumen behind it. It's just I grab it and I go. And there will be duplicates. So it's going to be so fun when I see all the comments being like, didn't you do this one already? Oh my God, I remember you did this one already. I don't give a fuck. That's not the point. I just do the ones that I think are funny in the moment, and if they're a duplicate, oh well. They're a duplicate, oh well. So yeah, it's a fun time. Otherwise, yeah. So that's what I got going on. Surprise. But yeah. So but otherwise, that's gonna be every Tuesday for the next couple weeks. Now I need to go, and now that I've done that, I need to go recollect more because I usually do like 90 to 100 at a time because it's good in bulk. But again, it may open up to where I have to open up the Discord group and be like, hey guys, if you find a funny Tumblr post, post it in here so we can see if it goes on a Mickey Going Crazy video. And then basically just open up the floor for all of that. Dana Yasmina, Game Dev Money is one of the reasons why I went back into writing creative stories. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 9 months. I really appreciate it. How long did it take to make your VTuber? How long time mostly? The art took like a month, and then the rigging took like a week. But yeah. People still use Tumblr? Yeah, people still use Tumblr. It's kind of surprising. Like literally, As You Wish right now got posted on Tumblr through a English Otome Games website that's kind of linked to Tumblr. It gotten a lot of clicks based off of that. So I was like, yeah, people still use Tumblr 100%. I'm skipping a lot of videos, but listen, here's the thing. Game Dev Monday, guys. Let's reel it back in from my yapping because I know I'm gonna yap. Let's reel it back in like for a half a minute. Game Dev Mondays. If you don't know what they are, I'm a game dev. I've made a bunch of visual novels, including Seduce the Otome, including Date with Sayu. I made a bunch of other visual novels. I made one literally just recently for As You Wish, which is my Otome CD. So literally Renpai is my bread and butter, but of course I want to keep making stories. I want to keep making games, and I figured why not have a foray into something. Oh, I'm a game dev. What? Me? A game dev? No, not for 10 years. No. But that being said, I want to be able to get back into game development, and I want to do something that's outside of Renpai. So I figured why not try something that's a non-visual novel, and something that's a little more focused into like gameplay mechanics, even though like I'm more story-based if anything. Again, I have medication flowing through my system that's trying to get rid of this sinus headache that I got. But I'm trying to make a visual novel. I'm trying to make a video game. And a non-visual novel video game, so that way people can get off my ass about me not being an actual game dev because I only made visual novels. And I started a concept in 2015 with my family. We were just tossing shit around. We were just tossing ideas of games around. And this one just kind of caught my eye. And then I kind of built upon it like 2023. So yeah, it's one of those things where, do you support Pride? Yeah. May I ask what engine do you use? I usually use Renpai. But this one, for this game I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to be trying to learn Godot. I'm going to try to figure out Godot. Will I need to watch all the other videos in order to watch this one? Yes and no. There's a website that's literally updates on all the things that's going on. Literally ! HOTS. Yeah. Where's the river the pie? MKU, stop. But yeah, so if you make a game and you are a game dev, I would agree. Sweaty neckbeards don't. But anyways, continuing on. Today is literally going to be just a recap because again, I had to pause my game development in order to work on another game. Because I got hired to write the dating scenarios for another game, so I had to pause my own. But now that I'm back, we're gonna be working on my game. Because why the fuck not? And so, mind you, work has already been done. You can see there's a whole playlist of my Game Dev Mondays. And the rule of my Game Dev Mondays is that this game, I do not work on it unless I do it on stream. So the only time you're gonna see updates is when I'm streaming. I'm not going to be making the game outside of the streams. I'm not going to be like, hey guys, I added X, Y, and Z outside of stream. Like, no. Everything you see of this game development is going to be on stream, live for you guys. There is no, like, secrets or, like, no, like, development shit without letting you all know what the fuck's going on. Do I ever make a board game that means I'm a game dev? Yep, exactly. Try to be... Yeah, exactly. We're going to be reintroducing the games and the characters. Not only just for you all, but also for myself, because it's been quite a bit since I touched home on this range. So that way I can remind myself where I'm at, what part of the story am I at, what things I need to be doing, working on, etc., etc. Never watched game development happen, so it'll be interesting. Exactly, so. I tend to remember myself on a project because I work on it so much. It's extremely fair, but, I mean, for me, it's more of just being transparent with you all, and to show, not because I have a realization. I had a realization a couple of years ago that not many people actually know what the fuck goes into game development beyond just, like, there are YouTube channels that do, like, I made a game in, like, X amount of hours, or I did this thing, or people just vlogging about their experience. For me, I'm just like, no, let me just show you the live in-action progress of, like, what the fuck goes on in some game developers' heads, whether it's developing the game, designing the game, working on the game, etc., etc. So yeah, my game is called Home on the Strange, literally ! HOTS. And we're just going to be talking about that today. We're going to be catching up on the recap of what the game's all about, what the game mechanics are, what the game's envisioning is kind of being, and also like the characters, the progress of what I've gotten, etc., etc. And then I saw no game dev streams, and I know something. No, like this is a game dev stream. Yeah, blood, sweat, screaming, confusion, crying is that code wasn't working. Isn't exactly. That's the big part. Is like having these game dev streams. You can all see in real time me going fucking nuts. Literally me banging my head against the keyboard, getting frustrated. So if you don't like seeing someone's frustrated on stream, if you don't like seeing someone learning on stream, this is not the stream for you. I have other streams obviously down the line, but game development stream. This is literally a live action on stage spotlight on the game dev. What happens during game development? That we're gonna have to figure it out. But yeah. So let me shut the fuck up. And let's go ahead and get back into this. We're going to go to the office, and we're going to take a look and see where I was at before I had to leave. A thoughts on revealing the name of your game versus keeping your project and still work here? Shrug. There's no... It's based on like preference, in all honesty. Whether or not you want to like show off your project name or not show off your project name is kind of up to you. For a while now, it's always the same. It's the closest thing to Magic of Witch I've ever seen. Exactly. It's so fucking cool. Does it work? Suddenly works. No question it. Pray keeps working. Exactly. All right. Well, let's go ahead and go to my office and let's go ahead and figure this out, shall we? All right. And again, we're gonna try and keep this chill vibe, chill cool. But as you can see, I've already updated the Necromancer. Yeah, exactly. Why does the tag only work on Twitch? It does not work on YouTube's? Probably not. Wait, does it work on YouTube? It should work on YouTube's. Like, it should be able to work on YouTube. Also, don't mind me if I suck some Gatorade. I need hydration today in order to combat this fucking headache. Huh. Weird, that should work on YouTube. What the hell? Oh, let me see what's going on my end. Huh? Oh, it works? Okay. Cool. Never mind. Never mind, should work. Going for a Steam release? Oh, absolutely. When I get there. But it's gonna be a long ass while before I get there. Also, happy birthday, Robert! Also. So let's go ahead and talk about this for a little bit. And let's talk about where we are and kind of like the progress of what we have going on. So, those of you who don't know, again, the game is called Home on the Strange. A play on Home on the Range. Because I found it hilarious. So I'm like, you know what? That's the fucking title. And I don't have a logo for it just yet because I need to hire an artist to make it a logo. And I need to figure out how I want to design the logo because it's going to be based off of like the art style that I kind of want to go with. And so there's a lot of waiting on that one. But for now, Home on the Strange is what it's called. Because I like it. The basic concept that me and my family threw around back in 2015 was literally a necromancer that owns a farm, uses the undead to grow it. It was like, okay, great. So I developed kind of the story. So your parents have died, in their wake lies their farm, your home from your living moments. Having given up on the world domination dream, you return to claim the land as your own. Taking your hard-earned powers in hand, you get some free help from the grave. When the land becomes revitalized, the neighborhood hamlet of hidden monsters assists in providing seeds and materials to help you flourish, eager to survive on the outskirts of the Holy Order. But your siblings won't allow such evil to thrive under their watch. They constantly send heroes and adventurers to kill your beloved workers. Luckily, you are a fucking necromancer. Your workers practice from your adventuring days, also protect your farm. Can you stop your siblings from ruining everything? Mind you, the concept kind of refocused itself as I did more game development streams. But essentially that is the concept, where you are a very powerful necromancer, straight up getting murked by the heroes team. But because you're, you know, smarter than the average bear, you were like, okay, I'm gonna fake my death so that way they think they killed me, but I'm gonna go run off and go back to my parents' place and take over the farm because, you know what, I really don't want to be killed. I really don't want to be hunted down for the rest of my life. I really don't want to do the thing at XYZ. So yeah. So that, on that note, things have kind of developed where, like, we've developed that there's a Church of the Holy Order of the Light. where you follow a mystic force called the Weave. There's a lot more nuance now with the development process, but that's essentially how things kind of ran. So a horror farming game, in a way, yeah. So of course we have some design aspects that I kind of wanted to work with. Mind you, these are all kind of like in-depth, like just forcibly ideas I kind of toss onto the paper, and of course we are going to develop them further as we go along. So obviously there's going to be a farming aspect. We're going to have spell components, vegetables, fruits, bushes, animals. The typical farming game scenario, but mind you, you're not the one farming. We've established that. Do you take suggestions or not so much? Yes and no, depending on whether or not it's like towards the like, what am I, a single game dev, like able to do? And mind you, I have practice in visual novels. I don't have practice in Godot. So as long as it's not like, hey, you need to be able to make like a full day and night cycle with a whole like real-time action event and QTE and like, I need a little more. I need a little less complications. But yeah, so again, designing aspects. You're not the one farming because you're a skeleton. That's a necromancer, so you don't have necessarily like the muscle mass to be able to farm constantly. And I'm like, okay, how does that work? Okay, yeah, we're gonna use the zombies. The zombies are gonna be the ones to kind of do the farming for you. You're just gonna tell them what to do. So it's gonna be a very much a passive sort of farming idea where you assign a zombie to a plot of land that you have, and you tell them, oh, you're going to plant vegetables or spell components or things like that. Or you're going to take care of the animals. You're going to watch over the fruit trees or the fruit bushes, etc., etc. Then, of course, there's going to be some mining, logging, and dungeon crawling. But that, again, is going to be passive. You're not actually going to go into the mines. You're not actually going to be the one fighting all the monsters. It's going to be, you're going to be dealing with the NPC, the Mole Brothers. We have Mole Brothers. And you're going to be sending off some zombies to go off with them as they go mining, or you're going to send them with the Dryad, who literally lives in the forest, and they're going to get wood and forestry stuff. So you're sending off zombies to go do your bidding as you kind of chill, because you've done your work. You were the BBEG. You were literally the big evil guy in the whole like land area. You did your work stuff. You did your big bad shit. It's time for you to have a vacation. So you're getting a vacation, as it were. Let's see. I spent my whole life growing these damn carrots. I'm not gonna let you ruin them. Exactly. I was gonna say unlockable biomancy, echomancy tree, so you can cast spells, bring dead corpses back to life, but it might be maybe like if I am able to without breaking my brain, that would be great. But maybe potentially, we're still in development process of it. Obviously there's gonna be some production where you can tell your zombies to start making like milk and cheese and like spell potions and like all of these stuff that you can use with machinery, because we have machinery involved. Obviously, there will be a town improvement system. Hold on, give me a hot second. There you go. There will be a town improvement system because you'll be working alongside a hamlet of people. Because, of course, what's a farming sim without a group of NPCs to either fall in love or become friends with? Or potentially maybe hate. So, of course, there's going to be town improvement stuff where, depending on your relationship with everyone, depending on the trade that you're able to do, you can have improved trade routes, increased economy, gratitude from the villagers, etc., etc., etc. And then, of course, is the other half of the game. Because, of course, the Holy Order won't allow evil to manifest and continuously, like, grow and shit. So there's going to be a tower defense system. There's going to be a tower defense system where either every like other night or every weeknight, there's going to be an adventurer attacking your farm because they see, oh, there's a bunch of zombies on a farm. We should probably go kill them. So there's going to be a tower defense system where your zombies, after working very, very hard on the farm, are going to have to protect your farm and make sure that you aren't discovered as still alive. So yeah, there's going to be all of that. And are the towers tilted? No. No. But with this tower defense system, you will be locked away because, again, you're not supposed to be found out. You're not supposed to be, like, discovered. So it's going to be literally you relying on your zombies to protect your farm. So yeah, as you can see, we've at the very beginning when I first announced this game back 2023, I've already like kind of talked about like how I wanted like spell components to kind of work out. We have like Nightshade, Belladonna, Mandrake, and then like seed prices when you buy, sale revenue when you sell, harvesting days. I literally, like, guys, back in 2023, I was so struggling on how to balance it, and I'm pretty sure once I won't be able to actually balance this out until we actually get to the game when we program this shit. But obviously this is Devil's Cabbage. Exactly, that is the top tier spell component. But yeah, so we're gonna have to rebalance it down the line. It may not even require a level of requirement, or maybe it just might just be depending on the level of your merchants in the hamlet and all that stuff, and it'd be great. Then of course we have our different vegetables and fruits. We have our lettuce, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers. Well, this is the veg, and I guess fruits, because tomatoes are considered a fruit. It's fine. I wrote this in 2023. I don't even remember what the fuck I was doing half the time. But again, seed price, sale revenue, harvest, what you get per harvest, because obviously like tomatoes will have more stuff. As an experienced storyteller to an amateur one, do you have any advice for someone trying to flesh out their characters and worth? Let your brain run wild and just vomit out as much information as you can, and then clean it up. Clean up your characters after you just vomit out all the information. Because you may remember things, and you may put in things that are like, oh, that's interesting, or maybe not interesting, etc., etc. Today, zombies, we will rise and take their land, and soon we will steal the pepperoni pizza and to the moon. Then of course we have our fruit trees like apples, blueberries, oranges, strawberries, cherries, raspberries. We have our animals. We only have 3 for right now because I don't necessarily know how to make other animals work in this scenario. Because again, all of this is passively taken care of. All of this is literally you assigning a zombie to take care of these animals. And the animals are not like totally freaked out that they're being taken care of by zombies. It's more of just, oh, they feed me and they make sure I have water and they put me in the barn when there's an attack. It's fine. These animals are not that freaked out. So of course we have our chickens, our sheep, and our cows. You can purchase them for that much, and then of course their produce, how long it takes for harvest, etc., etc. Can you name the animals like you would in Stardew Valley? I would love to. Again, take some time. Fantasy animals, Phoenix, Feather, News for Eyes. Down the line when I want to be able to, like, really focus in. But I think right now, the most domesticated ones are probably the best in order to, like, make sense. What would be available on a farm. But again, down the line, maybe we'll be able to add more. Who knows? They care about food. Exactly. Then, of course, you have your machines. Like I said, production is part of things that are part of farming games, and you want to be able to assign zombies to produce stuff. You know, because why not? Free slave labor. Zombies is slave labor, which is so sad, because the zombies actually consent to working on the farm, because they're like, it's better than defending a castle from heroes. So of course we have our stone press. You can make mayonnaise, bone meal, fruit jams, butter, cheese. Your looms, when you have with the cloth from the sheep, you can make cloth. With wool, cast, you can have wine. Cauldrons, you can do like spells and really fun. Jeff Bezos dreams of this warehouse is filled with undead zombies. For real, right? Have you seen that last episode of Mermaid Tale? Yep. But we're working on Game Dev Monday now. Skeleton slavery Lamau. But of course now we have the question of your zombie workers, because you can't just have zombies. You could have other worker types. Of course you have your zombies, your skeletons, golems, which is like your big tanks, because also with your workers they're also your defenders during the tower defense sections. So of course you need multiple worker types. Your wraiths, your hounds, because of course we're gonna have undead hounds. It's gonna be great. Mummies and shadows. So I just figured, like, you know what, the basic, better than basic, tank, glass cannon, tough attacker, 3 revives, and then you can give it back, etc., etc. And then, again, the HP armor damage is kind of like a bare bone basic, like what I think of with balance, just to keep things stupid simple and stupidly easy to code. Of course, the demon in the hamlet will be able to give you worker upgrades, so like armors and weapons, and so that'd be nice. Field traps. Again, keep in mind, guys, I wrote all of this in 2023, so this is just all just recapping, and this is all just shit that I've already explained back in 2023. Of course, we have our caltrops. You can have field traps. You can add barricades, thorns, barriers, dark mystical trees that help with traps, and like deterrents and etc. etc. And currency, gold, because I just want to keep it simple. I don't want to think of a new fucking currency name. I'm just like, it gold. Who cares? We all understand what gold is. Great, fantastic. So of course you have an undead pool. You're a lich. You have minions. They love you. They work for you. It's great. It's fantastic. It's a great relationship where they have a purpose in life, an unlife now. They're not level 1 zombies. They're like level 5 or 10. In like comparison in D&D terms. Player name customization I would really like to have, so that way you can name your zombie as much as you want. But of course they also have random name generators. Basically I can make a pool of like a bunch of fucking names. Literally just grab a baby name list of like 1,000 fucking baby names and just throw it in there. Because there's like a million, like 1,000 baby names. So just throw that shit in there. Funding goal would be like if you can want to create your own zombie, you can like kind of design their look and then like give them like a hat or like some clothes or like something special, like a bow in their hair, like shit like that. And upon battle successes, dead enemies will become servants that you can summon in to from your undead pool. And of course, like I already named a bunch of like random like Bob, Oob, Jeremy, Wilma, Bloodslayer, Brains, Chad, Karen, and just again a bunch of random names that I'll probably either like clack out myself or just grab a baby name list and just shove that shit in there. Now we have our important characters. Actually, this is probably the best part where I can pull out a different thing. No, it's alright. It's fine. Goated. I'm gonna name all the different ones of Steve. Karen is Karen the vampire in the manga. I just wrote Karen. I just wrote Karen. So of course we have our important characters. Let me go ahead and also make the image for them, so that I can show you each character as they. Why is this music here? Hold on. Music is just so loud in my ear, and it shouldn't be. Alright. Hold on, we have character designs. Guys, we have character designs. That's why we're doing this. The way I'm doing it. Where are you, Necro? Are you? Hello? You're not... Did I not... Wait. Oh, your name's Lich, that's why. Ah! Ah! There we go. There we go. We're gonna do it like this. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do it like this. Doing it like this. Don't worry about it. 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 It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out, guys. It's gonna work out. Okay. Can we just ourselves as a necromancer, or has that already been decided? Listen, for right now, unless somehow if some sort of rich pocket heavy producer throws money at me and says do whatever you want, then I would love for the Lich to be like customizable. But for right now, we have one design, and that's the one design we're gonna be using. Okay, so the necromancer, duh, that is you. You are the necromancer here. You know what? That way y'all can see. I don't know how, I do not know how big y'all need this, but I'm gonna make it big just for y'all. Make it big. Because I have technology. I have. That way you can see. So, Lich, that's you. That's you. That's you. Yeah, you're the BBEG. Your gender is skeleton. That your gender is skeleton. They them pronouns or whatever pronouns you want to throw on them. Who fucking cares? So yeah, you are not as powerful as you used to be, because obviously you use your power to be able to fake your death, so you don't have all of your abilities anymore. But I mean, you're still pretty cool. You're still a walking skeleton with magical powers. That's kind of fucking awesome. Yeah, and also your mom and dad, rest in pepperoni linguine. Your parents were executed for supporting you. So you revive them as their skeletal heads, and they bounce around the garden, and they bounce around the barn, and then bounce around the farm, helping you with your zombie horde, and giving you advice on how to do farming. So, and mind you, they're not just like regular skeleton heads. Imagine skeleton heads that can talk to you with very stereotypical Southern drawls. And very stereotypical Southern mentalities. So that is the comedy of mom and dad. They help you out as much as they can. So yeah. So, and of course, I'd love for you to be able to have a pet choice. So you can like a dog, a cat, a fox, a wolf, a howl, whatever. I'd love for you all to have a pet that would go back and forth between the home and the hamlet. So that way they can deliver messages. Or just, be a cool pet for you to have, because all farming sims have a pet system, I guess. I'm just kind of like, why does everyone have a pet system? Okay, sure, we'll have a pet. But there we go. Alright, so that's that. And then, of course, we have the problem. The problem being your family. So, of course, your family is going to be a fucking pain in the ass to deal with, because they're going to be coming in for different reasons throughout the story. But here's your first fucking problem. Your first fucking problem being Kira the Kind. Your youngest sister, acolyte of the church. She is in training to be like the nice holy girl of the holy order, and she looks so sweet, so innocent, so nice and generous. But really, she's just a little shithead. She's just a little conniving little shithead that you want to kick in the teeth. By the way, all these designs, I drew the original designs, and then Demon Artie made them better. So these are all Demon Artie's elevated designs of these characters. She's totally a goody two shoes. Oh, not even. She is a goody two shoes at face value. But actually, internally, she is like a mean girl. She is literally like the "you're too fat to be here" kind of girl. That is literally her. So, keep that in mind, that Kira the Kind is not actually kind. She will tell you you are 200 pounds overweight when you are literally starving yourself. She is that kind of a little cunt. So, that is Kira the Kind. She is your first problem, because of course she eventually wants to retake the farm, not realizing that you have taken it over, and of course bad shit happens when she tries. So yeah, keep that in mind. That's Kira the Kind. Kira the Kind. Then of course we have your second problem. Your youngest brother, Charles. Charles the Chivalrous. As the name suggests, he is not actually chivalrous. On Wednesdays, we wear the holy garb. Oh my god. That is hilarious. But yeah, Charles the Chivalrous. Of course, he is the very typical protagonist who wants to be the next knight of the church, who wants to follow in his older sister's footsteps to become a paladin. But he doesn't want to do it for noble means. He doesn't want to actually help people. He just knows that becoming a paladin will help him look good and help get women into his bed. Because, that's priority for a guy like him. So, yeah, that's Charles the Chivalrous, the second problem that comes around. And, of course, he's coming to try and find his sister who goes missing and to, stop you from, taking over and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this fuck-ass protagonist bullshit. Yeah, he looks so bratty and douchey looking, right? For real. For fucking real. My god. I know, right? And then here is the one problem, the third problem that comes your way, who is actually a moral problem. So this is Philemon, or Phil, Philemon the Pious, and he is a high priest of the church. And unlike his siblings, he is legitimately good-hearted. Legitimately wants to do good. Legitimately wants to like serve the church and all that stuff. But he of course has a lot of problems because when he was younger, he was very much passive on what was happening, like the bullying that you experienced as a kid. He was very passive about it because, of course, he had his nose in his books. He was trying to do what was right. But he is part of the church, and he does come to visit. He does come to try and find out what happened to his younger siblings, and you have to kind of deal with that because he is one of those types of people that recognizes with the bullshit that he did and does carry that regret on his shoulder. So it's like, oh, the one actual sibling that might be a moral problem. So yeah, that's Philemon the Pious. Sorry. I'm also doing a lot of things, like trying to distract myself from this. And then finally, the last problem that you get to have. Where is she? Where is my beautiful girl? The final problem that comes your way is the High Paladin of the Holy Order, Gemma the Godly. The eldest sister of the family, your older sister, current paladin of the church, and absolute fucking zealot. So of course, she, just like Philemon, recognizes what happened in the past. She recognizes and she's old enough to understand the shit that she did. But she's one of those that goes, I did shit in the past, and I've grown up since then. I don't need to apologize. She is literally one of those who never apologize. Basically, she's one of those people who never actually apologized for the shit that she did and never actually tried to fix what she did. She uses religion to be like, I've been absolved. I've been absolved because of religion. So, Gemma the Godly is definitely one of those zealots who uses religion to justify what has happened. Where she's like, if it wasn't for the shit that I did, I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't be serving good now. She's one of those, like, zealous motherfuckers. And she is high problem. She is a major fucking problem. Yeah. So, unfortunately, she's gonna be she's the final boss of the game. But don't worry. All of these siblings will be spread out throughout the story. They won't come like one at a time. Well, they won't come like back to back to back, but like they'll have their own motivations, their own storyline that you're gonna have to follow, etc. Yeah, literally, she's one of those like God forgives me, so I get a pass situations. But yeah, so there's that, and those are your bad guys. Congratulations, those are your bad guys. You want to see the romances now? Do you want to see who you're romancing now? All right. So, of course, we have some romances that we gotta deal with. Because, you know, farming sims and romances and all that stuff, you get to have some fun. And keep in mind, all of the romance options are open to polyamory. They're open. Because I'm one of those people that I'm just kind of like, yeah, you can romance one and just absolutely get to have one and romance the one and be done with it. You don't need to pick all of them. But in case you want to, like, romance more than one, they're not going to get mad at you. Because I don't necessarily, like, care to add a jealousy mark or whatever. I don't want to add, like, a hard lock on all the romances. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Romance them all. Who cares? Who cares? So your first romance, of course, is the witch. Hecate. So the witch Hecate is a traveling merchant who lives in the hamlet. And she sells things specifically to adventurers and, of course, to the Holy Order because you don't get to be a merchant without the Holy Order's permission. So yeah, Hecate is a very sweet, wanderlust-filled woman who calls you darling. And she is phenomenal. She is a woman, and she is absolutely unafraid of using her like her charisma and her body to like show that she is a good saleswoman as well as a really good talker. So she is fantastic. She knows that her potions are the reason why many heroes live and all that stuff, and she basically like signs with the necromancer to be able to produce more spell components that she can use for spells. And her entire rout's been first drafted. It's really fantastic. But yeah, so that's Hecate. Then of course we have the werewolf. The werewolf being Darian. Werewolf is the mayor of the hamlet. Basically, he's the one who kind of volunteered to help lead and protect the hamlet. Because he's very dutiful. He's very he's very stalwart. He's heart of gold. He's a fantastic guy. But of course, he is a werewolf. So he was bitten by a werewolf and became cursed enough to be driven away from the farm he worked at. And he kind of tries to balance being the gentleman as well as being the werewolf. So it's one of those where it's like, oh, he has anger issues, but he never likes to show that he has anger issues. He always tries to present himself as a gentleman. And so he's a very sweet, polite guy until one day adventurers try and come in a different way to the hamlet, and he completely 86s them. And so it's a very fun little scene that we've already written out for him in his route. Yeah, that's the werewolf. Next we have the shapeshifter. Who's next? The shapeshifter is the ambassador from the hamlet. Again, a merchant just like the witch, but the shapeshifter does more domestic and human goods, such as like whatever the hamlet could provide, like animal-wise and fruits and vegetable-wise that the hamlet is able to make, not the farm. And they go by they, them. And they try their best, and they use their shapeshifting essentially to kind of continuously hide from the Holy Order and from other humans because they're so close to the commerce of the Holy Order and the land that the Holy Order kind of resides in. They know that their kind is not welcome. Their name is Sign. And they're still trying to kind of accept who they are and accept the fact that they're not welcome in the realm of normalcy. But in the same expanse, they're all like, they don't necessarily want to care. They don't necessarily they don't necessarily like want to think twice about their place, essentially. So yeah, that's Sign. And you kind of help them out by providing extra like vegetables and fruits and all that stuff while you help with the spell stuff with Hecate. With Sign, you do more domestic stuff. Gender fluid is simply MB. There should like general umbrella non-binary. Because again, Sign can shapeshift. Sign can choose how they wish to be. And they have the magic ability to be able to present as such. So generic umbrella non-binary. Generic umbrella, essentially. And so that's Sign. That is Sign. Oh, this one's gonna be interesting to see how you react. Vampire. So Vampire is the sheriff or the high guard of the hamlet. She was chased out of her noble home, and decided that the hamlet would be her property. The vampire being Ivarnia or Nia. And she basically dedicates her life to protecting the hamlet because she has claimed possession over the hamlet as something that is her last home. If she can't protect it, she has nothing. She is very cold. She is very much guarded. Her focus is literally protect everyone in the hamlet. Protect every single person in the hamlet. And of course, like, she does have like a more top dominant personality when you get close to her. And she has a rapport with the necromancer. because both of them are technically undead, and both of them are technically under scrutiny of the Holy Order. And so it's a matter of how the necromancer can kind of live with that. And she's still trying to come to terms after being chased out of her home for that. So Nia is a really great character, Ivarnia. And she does walk around with a parasol. That way she can do her duties under the sun if need be. So she does have a parasol to protect her. So yeah. Fifth romantic option. The fifth romantic option is the demon, aka the blacksmith of the town. He is this is Marquesis or Marcus. Marquesis. Yeah, I wrote him Marquesis. But Marcus for short. He is a very chill, fun-loving guy. The date on the stream is wrong. Is it? Am I stupid? Which one? Oh, that one? Yeah. Do you think you can change that in the mod menu? Appreciate you if you could. Will the NPCs fall in love with each other potentially? Yes, they could. Like, at least the romantic options could fall in love with each other if you choose not to be with them. Because you actually can choose not to be with them. So, yeah. But yeah, Marcus is a very chill, fun-loving guy. He loves working the forge. He loves making things. He's the one who provides your upgrades for your workers, as well as all of the machines. So yeah. He's a very chill, kind of cool dude. He works with the fire spirit that we have, the fire elemental. That's another NPC in town. Will the story be just fine if you choose not to be with them? Yeah, they'll be just fine. I made sure that the romances that you have with these guys are not indicative of the success of the story, nor is indicative of like the upgrades to the town. They're not gonna fucking hate you if you choose not to be with them. All of the characters that you have friendships and romances with are mature enough to not hold grudges. I fucking hate when it's just like, oh, well, you're not gonna romance me, I'm gonna be a dickhead to you though. Fuck off. Fuck right off. They're all mature enough to understand that sometimes romance is not on the cards, sometimes friendship is a-okay. So yeah. Will there be furries? Wait and see. So that's Marcus. He is a fantastic, fantastic guy. And then the last romance, which I added in midway through development, thanks to Demon Artie designing the characters more so than I could ever design them, is Armor. So this is Armor. This is literally an animated armor suit, an animated suit of armor that was never unanimated by its original caster. So keep in mind, like, so basically they were summoned to be just this animated suit of armor. And they don't speak. They speak in arcane magic. So essentially think sign language in this world. And they don't necessarily know who they are. And so your romance with them, and I think that's a warning for ads coming up. So sorry, my brain broke when I heard that, because that's like, oh, I guess ad break coming in. But yeah, so God, brain, mind, that I got so distracted. But yeah, they were forced out because they were found out by the Holy Order to be like some unholy being, and now they'd help the vampire kind of patrol and keep the hamlet safe, as it were. It could make the sad achievement because pack. It's all good. It's all good. Thanks for coming by. But yeah, that's the armor. They use any and all pronouns because I'm just like, technically it's an armor piece. It doesn't necessarily have pronouns. It's literally a piece of armor that has like it's a sentient piece of armor. And the best part is the goal is you can name the armor in your romance or friendship with them. So you can name them however you like. I hope that you all take that seriously and don't just name them Big Dickus McGickus or something like that. I don't fucking know. I pray you all take the armor seriously. So yeah. I was curious, why would you fall in love with armor? I don't know. People fall in love with things all the time. Like, there's literally a movie called Wicker coming out where you watch a girl get married to a wicker man. So, but yeah. So those are the romance options. There are 6 romance options. What if I fall in love with a spoon? I mean, that's your choice. I ain't gonna judge you for it. Um, I have a hard time thinking of names. I suck at like. I mean, you can just name them armor if you wish. It's like it's up to you. It is up to you. That is the goal. It's like you get to enjoy naming them, as that's part of the storyline. Is them trying to figure out who they are now that they no longer have a master because their master was slaughtered by the Holy Order. So yeah. Literally the reason it became an option because we forced Michaela to add him. No. You all didn't. Demon already did. Demon already designed all the characters, so I'm like, you know what? Let's add. So yeah. Now, of course, there will be non-romanceable NPCs in this game because there's going to be non-romanceable stuff, people in the hamlets who you're going to be dealing with. The first one being the Mole Brothers, essentially. It was originally one Mole Man. It was originally going to be one Mole Man. Demon already designed it 2, and I couldn't decide which one to go with. So we're going with 2. We have 2 Mole Men. Let me go ahead and pull up the other one. Might as well. Yeah, so they were originally one Mole Man. It became 2 very quickly. Because why the fuck not at this point? So yeah. Here we have our 2 Mole Men. We have Flint and what is it? I believe it's Flint and Steel. Yeah, we named them Flint and Steel. And so these are Mole Men. They are miners and underground enthusiasts. They call the mountains their home. But of course, they don't necessarily live in the hamlet. They live in the mountain behind the hamlet. And of course, they see the necromancer having a bunch of zombies, and they're like, "Oh, bodyguards, and also free labor." And so, of course, they ask the necromancer, "Hey, can we like borrow a few of your zombies to like go help us mine some really cool stuff deeper in the mountains, where it's a little more dangerous that we typically don't go into?" And so they're very, very sweet. Of course, you have Flint, who is much more of the business acumen. He is more of the face. He is more of the one who talks to you and tries to negotiate with you. And then, of course, you have Steel, who is a lot more like into like, I like digging stuff. I like mining the core, the coal, and the metals and all that stuff. And of course, in exchange for using your zombies, they'll bring back extra materials for you to use and for you to utilize as much as you like. Yeah, that is Flint and Steel. It was originally 1, and I couldn't pick which design that Demon already made that I wanted, so we're going with both. Because why the hell not at this point? Alright. So that... Sorry, I got dizzy. Those are the Mole Men. Now, of course, there is a secondary NPC who lives outside of the hamlet who you can utilize their services with, the Dryad. The Dryad is the protector of the forest. They are an introvert who speaks for the trees. Think of them as the Lorax. They wish to help the hamlet. Their name is Briar. And they like the hamlet because, of course, it's a bunch of non-violent, pacifist citizens. But they use the forest to kind of push back the Holy Order as much as possible. They become a very big nuisance using the trees. And of course, they ask the necromancer to allow them usage of some of their zombies to be able to help with forestry, keeping the protections, etc., etc. So Briar very much is kind of like that figure of just like, why does humanity deforest things so often? Why is it the prerogative of the Holy Order to destroy the forests? So that's the Dryad story. That's Briar's story going forward as like how they can kind of manage that. I love to hang out with them though. Oh yeah, Briar is a great tree person, 100%. And now we come to the one character that a lot of people are mad that I don't make a romanceable. But I'm not going to, and I'm gonna keep my fucking toes down on it. We have the Nyakin family. The Nyakin family being cat people family, of a cat woman and her 3 children. Basically, they were chased out of their home, and in order to protect them from being captured or slaughtered, basically the father figure, the husband, protected them and sacrificed his life for them. So the mom kind of works with survivor's guilt, taking care of the brood taking care of the children they bore together. So this is Kali. Kali is a very sweet Nyakin girl, woman. I should say woman. She wants to protect her children more than everything. She helps protect she helps protect the children as well as works in the town market. The little of it that there is, because there's not much trade in the market. There's not much trade in the hamlet itself. But she lives with survivor's guilt. She saw her husband go down. And so she's just trying her best in a place where it's literally she's like a refugee. So she's doing what she can. Of course, she has her 3 children. So her firstborn named Emil. Named Emil. He's around, give or take, 14, 15 years old. He also saw his father go down, and he wants to be able to step up and be like the man of the family, but really he knows he's still a child. And the fact that he has 2 younger siblings he has to take care of. And so, mind you that the friendship routes that you have with the rest of the hamlet, the Nyakin kids are all together. They are not individual. You don't get to interact with them individually. It's all 3 Nyakin kids are one friendship route. Simply because they are so tight-knit as a little brood that it's very hard to justify having a friendship with all 3 of them individually. So yeah, this is Emil. He is very much the growing up, coming of age, trying to be man of the house, trying to help out his mom. But yeah, and then of course you have Milo. Milo is a kid who's trying to figure themselves out. They them pronoun for right now, trying to figure out where they belong. And so while they have a kind of understanding that dad's not coming back, it's more of just their focus on in the here and now, and their focus on like trying to figure out who they are in comparison. Because they see that Emil is trying to step up. They see Viola, their younger sibling, trying to like emulate their mom. So Milo's more just like, well, what am I? Where am I in all this? Give or take, like 12 years old ish, like 10, 11, 12 years old. Yeah, they're just trying to figure themselves out. That's all they are. And finally we have Viola, the littlest one, the littlest like 8, 9-year-old, who's just kind of like this there, literally hand on mom's skirt all the time, looking up at mom, trying to be like mom, trying to be like the best little kitten she can be. And she unfortunately is too young to really understand that dad's not coming home. She doesn't necessarily understand why dad's not with them, but she makes the most of it by still like trying to follow her mom's footsteps, tries to like emulate what like a perfect mom could be. So yeah, it's like, I want to take her home. So she's very sweet. She's a very sweet little girl. But yeah, so keep that what you will. For me, okay, hold on. I forgot to show you all something. Remember Darian? Let me remind you of Darian for like half a minute. Now that you said that, Nintendo. I said he's a werewolf. I said he's a werewolf. I said he's a werewolf. He's a werewolf. You thought I didn't give him a form? You thought I wouldn't give him a werewolf form? he a werewolf. But there you go. Awoo. Anyways, so Then we go back to the NPCs, we go back to the non-romanceables. We have another protector of the hamlet. Where are you, Jax? And we have, of course, another protector of the hamlet and someone who protects the animals that the hamlet has on their portion of the farm. Because, of course, the hamlet has to self-preserve without the necromancer. So, of course, Jack, being the Goliath, he is the gentle giant type. He's a gentle giant type who has a farm of his own of mainly animals that he kind of protects from, like, in the forest and all that stuff. So they're more like birds and sheep and hares and a lot of more like forest-based wild animals he takes care of. He is one of the heavy lifters for the hamlet. You will see the Nyakin kids always climb his shoulders to kind of see above the clouds if they could. But he does hold nature in high regard. And he's the one that you go to for farm animals specifically. Because he knows that wild animals don't necessarily do well on a farm, but he knows domesticated animals would do great. Be a good zookeeper? Absolute. 100%. That Jack is fantastic. J-A-K, Jack. He is a fantastic heart of gold big giant. But yeah. So that's the Goliath. Then, of course, we have refugees from the Holy Order that aren't monsters per se, but they are affected by the prejudice of the Holy Order. We labeled them as the Haunted Family. So of course we have a father-son duo, the father being Wilhelm. This is a father-son duo who used to be high-ranking nobles of the Holy Order, or at least of the Holy Order lands. But essentially the wife of Wilhelm, the mother of Samson, was a mage, a necromancer. And she was found out to have been supporting the necromancer, and was executed as such. And of course, because they were connected to her, they were kicked out of their nobility. So they ran to find refuge in the hamlet and are kind of living with the fact that not only did a father lose the mother of his child, but also his wife. They're kind of reeling with that reality where they no longer feel like they have a place in the Holy Order lands, as well as losing their nobility and losing their sense of life. Because it's very hard to kind of lose all that power and to lose that position. So Wilhelm is very much like the Stoics. He, as a noble at heart, still believes he has purpose. But now he has to live kind of protecting his son in the hamlets, and he's very hard-headed at times. But of course you have his son, Samson, who is around like 16 years old, trying to come to terms with the fact that his mom was killed just for being a necromancer, and is kind of disillusioned with the good of the Holy Order and disillusioned with the idea that the place he once lived and called home could be so prejudiced and could be so horrible and cruel. So he's still trying to figure out where he's going to end up when he's older, whether or not he wants to go back and try to regain his nobility, or whether or not he stays to protect the refugees, whether or not he becomes a force of good, whether he just tries to be passive. He is that of age where he's just trying to figure out where he truly belongs mentally there after having gone so much trauma. Again, that's why they're called the Haunted Family, as it were, where they're haunted by the death of the mother of the family, where the father is trying to maintain his diligence and duty while the son is disillusioned and broken at it. So that's the Haunted Family. Then we have the Clocken family. The Clocken family the Clockens are bear people. They're a bear person family of a father, mother, and child. They've always lived outside of the Holy Order, but of course they had to abandon it when the Holy Order started to breach onto their territories. The father works as a patrolman with a vampire, The mom works with the Nyakan mom to take care of the kids, and of course, their child is very much the curious bear. So the Clocken family consists of, again, like I mentioned, a father, mother, and father, mother, and son. So we have the Claw Dad being Calhoun. He's a very much a stocky, big bear. He's a stocky, big bear. They are fully much nomadic in nature. They are to the attunement of nature religion, to the attunement of like trying to just be hospitable. The other clocks, no, Claw, Clawkin. Yeah, so of course we have the big Calhoun. And then if we have, where is it? Then we have Jeannie, who is the mom. She's very stocky as well. She takes care of the kids. She's very much mama bear incarnate. She is a fantastic, fantastic mama bear. And then they have their child, Corin, who is the curious little bear who is around like 14, 15 years old, who's just really trying to learn about what's going on. They don't necessarily get involved with like the politics or understanding of why people do what they do. They're much more innocent, asking a million questions. And so yeah, that's Calhoun, Jeannie, and Corin, who kind of live with the hamlet and help out with the hamlet because why not? And we finally have my favorite two NPCs. Personally, my personal favorite NPC. We have the Flame Moth family, which consists of a Mothman and a Flame Elemental. So, long story short, a Mothman fell in love with a Flame Elemental, and their love was deeply forbidden amongst their respective clans, so they ran away together, and so here they are together, but of course there is a heavy inclination that they can never touch. So of course we have Mothman, aka Felton, or Felt for short. He basically tried to woo the Flame Elemental because Flame Elemental was a princess. And he continuously talked to her, continuously wooed her, and she of course fell in love. But it got to the point where they had to run. And so, in a desperate need to help run away with her, he grabbed her by the hand and ran with her, injuring himself in the process. As you can see, his design, where he has 4 hands, one of them is burned all the way to the shoulder. Because, again, their love, while deeply forbidden and deeply romantic, is not one where they can touch anymore. Though they never could. So, Felton took Wick, basically, the Flame Elemental, away, and they live in the hamlet together, and basically Felt works with Darian as his assistant, as someone who helps organize the hamlet in Darian's stead. So Felt is very much calculative, very quiet, very much like I'm here to help assist as much as I can, as to help be worthy of Wick's love, even though he didn't necessarily need to prove it. And for anyone curious of the voice, he has a voice that I've already cast Flame Moth family as me and my husband, respectively. My husband will be voicing Felt, and I will be voicing Flame Element. The Flame Elemental being Wick, who is literally, as I said, a Flame Elemental. Her name is Wick. She used to be a princess of a Flame Elemental tribe, and she just followed her heart, and just followed Felt all the way to the hamlet. And the storyline that you can go with them for their friendship is Felt is to convince him that he doesn't need to try to be loved, because he feels like he failed to really prove himself, because again, he got hurt trying to take her away, and now that they live in the hamlet, he can't touch her, he can't provide what he believes she deserves. And you as a necromancer would be like, no dude, she still loves you, she's still with you. You literally tease each other all the fucking time. That's that. But with Wick is like, I need to touch my man. I need to touch my man. I'm sorry. I love him so much. Help me figure it out. And so your friendship route with Wick is trying to find the spell to which she can turn into a non-flame element, which we have a design for. Yeah, so your your friendship option with her is to help her figure out how to not be a fire. So that way she can finally touch her man. So yeah, that is that little story with the Flame Moth family. While you're just like, Felt, it's okay, she loves you, you don't need to prove anything. With Wick, it's like, let me touch my man. And so but yeah, so yeah, Mothman and Flame Elemental, Felt and Wick have voice acting. Like, they have voice actors. It's me and my husband because I'm selfish. It's my fucking game. I get to do what I fucking want. Fuck you. But yeah, so God damn, the Mothman is so fucking lucky to have a baddie. God damn, for real, right? For real. Also, TK with 107. Thanks so much. We got work hours. We're just chilling, vibing, thriving, surviving. Really did put that gremlin underneath. Yep, I did. Yep, I did. But yeah. So that is the entire NPC roster of this game. We have a lot of characters. We have a lot of people to deal with because, of course, it can't just be like, oh, there's only one character you interact with, and that makes the game so much easier. It's like, no, there's an entire hamlet's worth of people, plus the villains, plus the potential zombies that you're gonna be talking to. I mean, like, hell, it's gotten to the point where we have designs of like fan zombies, like look, zombie Jerry. We have Jerry, the servant zombie. That's kind of cool. And I mean, like, we even have memes of like a bunch of the characters. Like, it's kind of nutty. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Like, oh, look at these kids. Oh, good mama. Love them. Love them so much. Who's voicing this up? Now, here's the thing. I haven't cast anyone beyond the Flame Moth family. I haven't cast anyone beyond the Flame Moth family. Because I'm not ready for voice acting yet. I'm not ready there. Once I have a game to which is playable and testable and all that stuff, and I can start like final drafting all of my scripts, then I'll start casting. Because that way I know how much voice acting is needed for the game. Because I've explained this during game development, during the game development streams, where voice acting is going to be hard to fund simply because of how standard rates are with voice acting. It's not like I can just go, hey guys, you know this game that I'm eventually going to sell for like $10, maybe $15 if I feel like it. Like, yeah, you know that game that I'm going to be selling? I'm looking for volunteers. Like, I'm not one of those people. No. If I'm going to be making money off this game, because I'm literally working for free. I'm working my ass off on, like, with no payments to me for making this game. The profits are going to go to me. So for me to be able to have fair understanding of working with all of that stuff, I'm going to be paying people. I'm going to be working to pay people. I still remember you had to force Hayden and Ally to take your money. Exactly. I have friends who would be like, just tell us what to do. It's like, please fuck off. Please fuck off. I'm going to pay you. Because it's only fair that if I'm going to be making money off of this game, despite the fact I'm working on it for free right now, it is still a matter of, if I'm getting paid for this game, then it's only fair that I pay my workers or pay people who I commission for art and voice acting and music and all of that stuff. What if they're allergic to money? I have never met a single person on this planet that's allergic to money. Give me the name of a person who's allergic to money, and I will look at you in the eyes and go, they are not real. They do not exist. But yeah, no, I want to be able to pay all of my actors. I want to pay all my artists. I want to be able to pay all my people. Because it's a matter of, again, if I'm selling this game to make up for how many hours of me working on this game, then so be it. Then I will pay people in order to make sure that their work is worth and put in value. Like, I am, and I'll prove it to you by sending me a book. And I'll prove it to you. I mean, and I'll prove it by you sending me a boatload of money. Economic intolerance. I must be allergic to money because I can't. No. But yeah, so I mean, like, money's nice. It pays for rent and food and survival, and so yeah. I mean, they could be allergic to what money is made out of. Extremely fair points, but there is such a thing as digital money. Now we live in an age of digital money that you can use for commerce. But yeah, so thank you so much, Nintendo. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. You know what I love about you is Frankie, the IRL. I love you. Look out here. Thank you. Money necessary? Nah. I mean, if money weren't necessary, then the world would stop spinning and everyone would be able to be at peace. Because that's literally the crux of all wars and the crux of all dissatisfaction in humanity is the fact that we need money to survive. But yeah. So, oh my god, also, like, guys, it's not even just the cute stuff. It's like so many fun, like, how the fuck do I kiss? I need to kiss. Remember, you're a skeleton. You have no lips. So I'm making the story. Yay! Oh my god. But anyway, so yeah, I want to be able to have a number of how many lines the characters have, potentially either for like partial voice acting or full voice acting, because this is, to be frank, it's the standard right now, I believe, is 150 an hour, minimum 2 hours for work. And I don't necessarily know gauging like how long it could take, because I'm essentially going to use Flame Moth to kind of gauge how long it will take for full voice acting. Because I can get in there and I can record all of Vic's lines and see how long that takes. And if it's a respectable, like, within 2 hours, that's not bad. Within the 2 hour round, then that's not bad to have that 150 an hour, 2 hour minimum. You're a skeleton. How do you talk? With a love interest, hold hands, yes. But yeah, so I gotta kind of gauge whether or not I have to do full voice acting, partial voice acting, like, understand. I thought it was word by word rate. They've adjusted hourly pay. Oh no, it's always been hourly pay. But there are actors who do by word, or by, like, there's by word or by line. And so, for example, my game waiting for the game jam, that was $2 a line. Like, $2 per line that I was paying people. And mind you, that had partial voice acting, and that was a heavy expense. But in terms of, like, per hour, if I could do all of the lines in a relative safely amount of time with Flame Elemental, then I can kind of gauge how long it will take for all of the other characters. But I think the biggest expense is going to be, obviously, the Lich, the Necromancer, because they're everywhere. And also the love interests, of course. And, of course, the villains. So it's going to be, I got to gauge how much voice acting is going to be needed. Because once I'm at a point where I can't make everything myself, where, like, I need to hire artists, or I need to hire assistant programmers, or I need to hire for voice acting, that's when I'll be opening up either, like, a Patreon, a Ko-fi, or something, to where I can help fund that. Because right now, I don't have the extra funds to be able to pay for all of this. That's why I'm doing this all myself right now for you guys. Yeah. Cool. Oh, and also, I've already started working on the quest lines, because of course we're gonna have like little heart quests where you can interact and build up your friendship or relationship. The romance options are already done. So now it's a matter of getting the friendship quest lines. As you can see, there's like a lot. I've already worked on like the Mole Brothers, working on the Dryad. And of course, you can see some of them are not even done. I stopped writing in here simply because I moved on to just writing in specific drafts. And of course, like, I wrote down, like, I just spitballed funny things that I just threw into here and vomited. Made an intro sequence that I made a separate script for. Life in an Indie Dev, 80 grand, right? And then of course we were talking about at one point combat. It needed to be passive, reactive. So how the tower defense works in the grand scheme of things is that you are not just making a farm, you are making a shield, essentially. It might be too early to ask, but is it going to be basic VN or sprite based or even 2D split? It's a little too early because I'm still trying to like figure that out. But going back to combat again, you are preparing your farm so you can hide and let your zombie workers do the job. So it's not like you're trying to beautify your farm like Stardew Valley or anything like that. You are doing two things at once. You are making an efficient farm that can defend itself. So you have your zombie workers, which is part of plots of land. You have your traps that you have to set down. And the big crux is that you cannot use your abilities during those times because it's like, well, why don't you just fight alongside your zombies? No, because you don't want to be found out. You don't want to be shown that you are alive, that you escaped death. That's the point. So you have to let your zombies be the ones protecting your farm. Your zombies have natural muscle memory. They understand how to fight, to attack and defend. And the combat, again, is automatic. It needs to run on its own. You cannot help them. So it is literally, you can save before a night happens, a night attack happens, because you'll have crows and watchers kind of watching the roads and watching everything happen. So you'll be notified when an adventurer group starts to come around. So you can prepare, like, hey, they're coming. Make sure you're ready for a fight. And then, of course, that's when combat will happen. We've discussed that we've tried to keep it simple, where it's like, they have hit points, they have armor, and they can do damage. So, of course, hit points is your life force reaches 0, they cease to live. Armor is your defense, which will take off a percentage of damage. It can never be 100% because that's a little OP. It will deflect some damage, though. So, like, if they have a defense of 20, they'll do 20% less damage. And then, of course, damage, power. It can take HP away to destroy enemies. Easy peasy. I tried to keep this as simple as fucking possible, so that way, if I was ever, like, high or drunk and I looked and be like, oh, okay, that's what that means. So, the way the cycle works is that it'll go to movement of enemies, and, of course, trap damage will resolve if they go over a trap. Then it will go zombie attack, enemy attack, and repeat 2 to 3 until one side falls. So, if an enemy and a zombie collide, it is literally zombie, enemy, zombie, enemy, zombie, enemy, go. It is not like simultaneous, so that way there's no like, well, wait, hold on, I did more damage than them, and yet they killed me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, nope, it's going to be one at a time. Zombie, then enemy, zombie, then enemy, zombie, then enemy. So you will always have the advantage. So that way your zombie can go first. But if the enemy attacks and kills them, there is no discussion of whether or not the zombie can handle it. It is literally, you get the advantage of attacking first, but if the enemy kills you, that is what it is. There is no sync issue that we need to deal with. And of course, the success, upon success, dead enemies get added to the zombie pool that you can summon and essentially use for farming and all that stuff. And now here's a fun little map that I made. Did I make it smaller? Yeah, so here's a fun little map that I made of kind of like how this works. Oh, hi. So of course you have your 6x9 square, your 6x9 screen. And there's your farm, and look at that, it's so cute. Look at that, it's so nice and so sweet. And of course you have your little farm area where you can like attach your little zombies so they can do farming stuff, and you can do traps and all that stuff. And the enemies will always come from the south because that is where the main road going up to the farmland and the forest is. So the enemies will always come up. So you'll see them coming up towards your farm, so you can start your traps at the bottom and make your way up from there. See if I can. Okay, this might. There we go. So it's kind of like this is the sketch work that I did. on screen. Whereas like you have a grid like area, so you see at the bottom, you'll be able to see like, oh, things come from there, and then so of course it comes from the bottom. Then on the way up, like you can see like I wrote like progress points of farms and all that stuff. So they come up this way, and look, your farm is up there. This is where your farm is. So they'll always be coming up. And I just wanted to make that simple and stupid and yeah. So that is the current map that I have in mind for like at least the farm area to what you can work with. To be able to play around and have fun with. Now of course I didn't just design the farm, I also designed the hamlet as well. This is the hamlet that you'll be visiting. You'll be heading up north from the mountain, from the farm into the forest, through the forest, up towards the mountain, where of course you have your little hamlet of like, it's very bare bones right now because again, I'm not a heavy designer. I just try and do art and trying to figure it out as I go. I drew this all on stream. So as you can see, let me go quick. There's the little lich right there. Like, look, a little necromancer. Like, look at me. They're over there. Look at me. But of course, you have like the entrance. You have your witch and shapeshifter living together. You have the vampire living together. The vampire with the armor. You have the haunted family house. You have the Clockin family house. You have the Nyakin house, which is literally a tree, because you know, cat tree. But I'm a pink. The well, which is the center of town. The Goliath house, which hosts all of the wild animals. The mayor's house in the back. The flame moth house, and as well as the demons. The hero's forge. But yeah, I do this all on stream, so you can see the progress of how I kind of mentally went through that. Cat tree, exactly. And those are the main two areas that we will always be going towards. There is no like, oh, if we go to the left, we get to go to this area. We go to the right, we go to this area. That's too smart for me. That's too expansive for me. Two areas. You get the farm and you get the hamlet. You get the farm, then you get the hamlet. There are two areas that you will always be exploring. There will be no outside figures that you can go through to like do anything else extra. That is just too much for my little brain to handle. I have a little tiny brain. So keep that in mind. What other things do I have that I can show? Also, like, this is kind of like the dialogue that was kind of like what I have in mind, look-wise. So whenever you have a dialogue, you'll see like you'll see the little avatars you can move, but you'll also have the dialogue box and a visual novel style dialogue system where you will be on one side and any character you interact with will be on the other side. So again, it's very much visual novel style, something I'm familiar with. But yeah, so we have that. Let's see what. There's not really much else I can did for this as of yet. That's currently the state of. Will there be interiors to the NPC homes? No. You're not going inside them. You are not going inside the NPC homes. That's too smart for me. That is too much work for my tiny little brain. My tiny little brain can only do so much. If I get a fuck ton of money and say, hey, go throw some money at an artist so they can design it, then I absolutely fucking will. Because I don't want to design that. I don't want to sit there and design that. I don't even want to design the interior of, like, the Lich's house. You guys, listen. Hold on. See this? This is all you get to see. This is all literally you get to see. Going into this house. Let me just explain. That's your house right there. Like, this is your house and all that stuff. You can actually go to the door of your house to end the day and all that stuff and like change the day and night cycle, because I don't want it to be like where it's timed, where you only have like certain hours in the day. You don't have certain hours where all that. No. It starts at day, and if you want to change the time of day, you click on your house. That's how simple, stupid I want to make this. One, I hate real-time time time progression. I hate it. I want more time. I want as much time as I want to be able to farm, to be able to talk to people, etc., etc. I don't want to sit there and all of a sudden 5 minutes later it's nighttime. I don't give a fuck. Shut up. It's my game. But I am that simple-minded. I am that slow-brained. I am that, like, monkey symbols, where literally you click on the house, it fades to black, or it changes the time, and that's it. You don't get to go inside. You don't get to go inside the house. I will not let you go inside the house, legitimately. I don't want to design it. I don't want to draw it. I don't want to work on it. That is not my forte, and that is not something I'm going to spend time on. So no, you don't even get to get inside your own house. So no. You have to continuously talk to NPCs and maintain friendship? No, because I believe in that friendship decay is stupid as shit. I believe friendship decay is stupid as fuck in a video game. So we do not have friendship decay in this video game, because fuck that. So, kind of a bummer there's no interior, no tea part sessions. I don't have the brain power. I don't have the monkey symbols to be able to go, yes, I know how to design a house. I barely was able to design this properly. Like, look at my chicken scratch of this. Like, I'm not a designer. I hire artists to do that for me. I don't have the money for that. Banned from our own house. We sleep outside. Exactly. I mean, we have to touch grass in the game. I mean, that's for the best. I mean, yeah, it's literally, you can, in story, go inside the house. In story, you go inside the house, for sure. But I will never, absolutely ever design the interior of the house just so you can walk around it. There's no point in me to, when there's no need for me to, unless someone gives me a shit ton of money and says, I want inside the Lich's house, and I'll go, okay, and I grab that money, shove it into an artist's pocket, and go, draw me the inside of this house. Literally. I'm dying. But yeah, so there's that. I am that stupid. No friendship decay. Oh, so the MC is autistic. No, it's more so of just, I don't like friendship decay. I hate the idea of having to manage friendships. That's boring. I find that so boring. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Your friendships require you to say hi and hello every 20 minutes in order for them to feel loved and appreciated. That's not a friendship. That's fucking anxiety. Like, that's anxious attachment. I'm sorry. That is what it is. I'm one of those motherfuckers that goes, you don't have to talk to me for like months, years even. But the minute you contact me, I'll be like, hey, what's up? Hope you're doing well. How's the wife and kids? It's more of just kind of like, so in my video game that I'm making, that I'm producing, I say, no, your friendships understand that you have a life, that you have to do, like, farm stuff while protecting yourself from the Holy Order. They're not going to sit there and go, oh, well, you didn't talk to me for, like, 20 minutes. Oh, no, my friendship for you is gone because fuck you. Like, no, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. People pay Mickey to use her voice, not to draw. Exactly! People pay me for my voice acting, not to draw the inside of the house! Oh my god. But yeah, so there you go. Oh my god. Sorry, that made but yeah, so that's kind of the bare bones of where we're at with this game. In terms of progress, let me actually see if I can pull it up real quick. You don't get to look at this right now. In terms of progress, let me go ahead and open up and see what to do. Where do I have my list? Plan. Is it this? Is this one? Perfect. Okay. So this, again, I started this list in 2024, but mind you, yeah, so I was just like, what about rumor suspicion mechanic? We're supposed to be helping a player tier or bully. No! No, we're all friends here. You're helping the Hamlet. You're not gonna bully them, no. You're either gonna be friends with them or you're just not gonna interact with them. Your choice. But currently, as of right now, we have finished the romance arcs. We have finished the romance scripts. We have finished the villain scripts because, of course, you need to know what the villains are doing and how they're going to react to you, and of course, whether or not you turn them into zombies or completely kill them. So there's that. But now we're back into this. We can restart the writing process of writing the friendly routes. So like the Mole Man, the Dryad. The Mole Man, the Dryad, the Nyakin, Mom, the kids, the Goliath. Though, okay, I do want to ask, what do you guys think of this opinion? Mind you, this is an opinion. No, you know what? No, never mind. Scratch that, because the Haunted Son and the Clockin Kid have their own motivations. So no, never mind. Fuck what I said. So the Nyakin kids together, the Goliath, the father, the son, the dad, the mom, the kid, the Mothman, and the Flyer Elemental. These are the friendly routes. Again, these are the friendship routes where they have 5 quests apiece, where you can kind of help them out and all that stuff. Then of course you're gonna have daily dialogue, because obviously it can't just be, "Hi, Lich, how's it going? Hi, Lich, how's it going?" It can't just be the same dialogue every fucking time. So I gotta figure out how to write 10 for each Hamlet citizen, what they're doing, whether or not you're a friend with them, whether or not you're not a friend with them. Relationship alternates, because if you have a polyamorous relationship, if you have the werewolf and the vampire both as your paramours, they can also like romance each other and like be kind of romantic with each other as well as with you. And so the alternates of like how they interact with each other, because obviously it's not like they're all gonna have a rapport with each other. The werewolf, like the vampire, is not necessarily gonna have a rapport with the witch and things like that. They're not always gonna have a big rapport, but like you're gonna see, for example, if you romance the witch and the shapeshifter, if you romance Hecate and Sign, because they're roommates, they already have a rapport, so they're really like, "Oh, hey, baby. Oh, hey, how you doing?" And they're gonna have that kind of rapport. While like you have the werewolf and the vampire, who always constantly work together, they have a big rapport. And so there's a lot of alternate like dialogue that they can have with each other as well as with you. But again, 10 if not 20 daily dialogues. I gotta write them out. Then of course Mom and Pop, they're gonna help out with their dialogue, being that they can give farm focused advice. They can do some rambling family supports. They can talk about the zombies. They can talk about like being head skeletons, etc., etc. Then of course the zombies gotta have their dialogue. There's gonna be a lot of dialogue of just like grrr, and it's all gonna be random, and I'm gonna have like at least 20 different ones, and I want there to be like a 1% chance you get a zombie that can actually speak coherently. And then of course the sibling zombie scripts, if you choose to make your siblings zombies after you defeat them, because you can talk to them and antagonize them, as it were, because they'll still have their mental function, but they're just dragged down by the fact that they're undead, and under your thrall. So yeah. Then of course this endgame script, the endgame script of like the 3 things to finish quote unquote the end game. One is if you will 100% the farm, being that you unlock all of the traps, you upgrade all of the equipment, you upgrade and buy all of these seeds and all that stuff. There's 100%ing that. Then of course 100%ing the hamlets, being you're friends with all of them. Whether or not you romance them, it doesn't matter, but if you're friends with all of the hamlet citizens, that's 100%ing the hamlet. Then the castle mode, or the endless mode. So essentially I want to give an option to players on how they wish to continue or end the game. So there are many people who play farm sims to go endless to see how long they can continue the game. Endless mode kind of gives them that ability where they can just endlessly be in this hamlet. They can endlessly be in all of that stuff. You can endlessly make your farm. You can endlessly just live your life as a farmer. Or the castle, which is basically, Darian will mention that there's a castle nearby that, as a thank you for helping the hamlet is willing to help rebuild for you. And you can restart your BBEG era, and you can start building your power to try and take over the Holy Order again. So yeah. So when Kimmy bullied the Hamlet with love and friendship as community leader and magic we have. Yeah, so yeah, it's literally, you can go into endless mode, or you can have the Hamlet revitalize this castle to where you can protect the Hamlet, but also restart your goal of becoming the big bad evil guy. But yeah, so that is currently the writing we have still yet to do for this game. Then of course we need to make temporary art assets for programming. I believe I started temporary assets for the Lich, at least base lock animation. I've yet to figure out how many animations I would need in order to, like, for the sprite. But of course we already have the walking cycle. The crops are partially done, as you saw in this art piece. I've already started establishing kind of like what they look like from planting to growing to fully grown. And then of course you have the tilled land, you have the animals that I'm currently working. You have the machines, and you have the trees. I like how big they are on the grid. So basically you're gonna see, like, again, the grid system, like how much. Look at that little necromancer for size. Kinda got that going there. We already partially done designed. Fuck. Ah! And of course we're gonna have, like, the Hamlet citizens, the walking cycle of the siblings, their attack animations, the mom and pop bouncing around as skeletons, zombies. Now here again, I have this highlighted for a reason, because customization will only come about if I have the extra funds to be able to do so. Because mind you, customizing stuff is really hard. As a bunch of people, it's like, oh, just throw a hat on them. No, you have to make the hat, make sure it stays on its head for every time it does a walk cycle, does an animation. It's not just I can throw the hat on the sprite and pretend it doesn't exist. It's essentially making another sprite with the customized asset on top of it. At least from my understanding, if there was an easier way, then I can work with an artist to be like, hey, just add the hat and don't even worry about it. But yeah, so just kind of keep in mind just the realisticness of how to customize. But for now, like, zombies will have, like, the walking cycle, the farming animation, the attack animation, and then potential customizations. Everything else other than zombies, the walking cycles of all, like, the pets, the farm animals, the adventurers, and then of course we're dealing with 30 characters for VN sprites. So that's 30 sprites that I have to make art-wise. And thus they're going to have their base and neutral expression, smile, sad, anger, and fear. And mind you, their faces need to be divided for me so that I can animate them. So that way they have blinking and at least lip up, open, and close animations for talking. Because I do like the idea of seeing them animated to that degree. I don't want them like live 2D or anything like that, but I want them to be able to have open mouth, like open and closed mouth, and blinking at least. And that's 30 characters I kind of have to deal with, because you have the Lich, you have mom and dad, you have your 4 siblings, you have 6 romantic options, you have all of the Hamlet peeps as well as the adventurers. That's around 30 characters. So that's around 30 pieces of art that have to have all of these different. Hold on, there we go. This is better. Might be a dumb question, but this is an RPG, not a visual novel. Nope. My goal is to make it not a visual novel. It is to make it not a visual novel. I want to make a not visual novel. Will they have expressions? Yep. The goal is, again, these expressions, like your neutral expression, smile, sad, anger, and fear. Those are the 5 basic ones that I like utilizing as much as possible. Because there's really no need to go beyond these for this type of game. At least I don't see it being needed. Because you can always express these are the baselines one way or another. Then of course there's the maps that I drew the sketchwork, but obviously there's gonna be like things like that, whereas like obviously we need the farm, including the teleportation system point, because eventually you'll be able to teleport to the hamlet and back rather than completely walk to the hamlet and back. Yeah, the farm, the hamlet, and then the woods are just like backdrops. The woods are just backdrops kind of ish for like when romance scenarios happen, because the romances will always pull you into the woods to have a private conversation with you rather than have a romantic option with you in the middle of the hamlet. So they're very much bare bone basic. It's not like an area that's going to have a lot of interactivity. They're only going to be used for event storylines. Then backdrops are for usage for the villain scripts, where you can Eye of God see what they're up to and see like what's happening with them, because you as a player are omnipresent. You can kind of see what's happening, and so you can see like what happens when the villains are talking to each other and what they're plotting and planning. Then of course there's going to be CGs when they come around. The romances are going to have 2 per CG, 2 per romance, 12 CGs, and the friends are all going to have their own CGs, and it's going to be towards the end of their routes where they get to have that nice moment with you. What about blushing as an indicator of moments? Again, I'm keeping it simple. Guys, I need you all to keep in mind I am a single dev. I am a single dev who literally has 2 brain cells to rub together at all times. I want to make sure that this is manageable, where I don't go crazy, because if I do that, then all of a sudden I'm like, well, what about surprise? Or what about like whimsy? Or what about amazement? Hypnosis? It's like 5 basics for right now. If I can add more, then great. But that is fully also dependent on the fact that I have to hire an artist, most likely Demon Artie, to be able to do all of that in a reasonable budget in a reasonable amount of time. I can't just be like, hey, Demon Artie, can you give me like 1 million expressions? It's like, no, that Demon Artie would choke me out. So, no. I have to have realistic expectations for all of this. Are the CGs like FMGs or something? Like CGs are like the romance. Like, hold on, let me, like, for example, like how CGs are in video games. Like, let me pull up one from As You Wish. Like, because As You Wish, like the CG would be like just hat. Yeah. Yeah, it's like CG, where it's just kind of like, it's like, it shows like that, where it's like, it's that moment in time where you can see more than just the sprites and more than just things like that. And didn't I sketch one? Didn't I sketch one already? I thought I sketched one. Sketch one? Of course I did. Of course I did. There's something where it's like, it's impactful, where it's like that, where it's a moment in time where you can see that it's a heavy impact moment, where it could be leaning in toward the keys, or like this, like there we go, something like this, where it's leading towards a moment where it's a high impact to the story, high impact to the relationship, where you feel like you've earned it. Because CGs are meant to be like something you've earned. Or is it like an establishment of what's going on plus something you... but yeah, something like that. Yeah. Then of course we have to consider the GUI, which is like the dialogue box, the choices, the main menu, the settings menu, the load, CG menu, the credits menu, the pause menu, because you gotta pause the game, because sometimes you need to go pee, and you need to pause the game to go pee. Because you have your inventory of things that you can carry around with you, your relationship tracker, your task checklists, your setting menu, your save and load menu. Another ad break is coming up. See, it's like a freeze frame, sort of like a freeze frame. Then of course your zombie summoning menu, the name inputs, the farm assignment menu, the upgrade menu, your mailbox, which is probably going to be your pet down the line, letter viewer, so that way you can see the letters that the Hamlet people send you. Then of course your store general shopping menu, the moment dry assignment menu, the confirmation screen menu of the making sure, are you sure, yes or no. Switch mode, so we can stream without copyrighted music, or will it automatically have copyright free music? I'm gonna look into the logistics of that, because quite honestly, I thought it would work, like, for example, when I put out Seduce Me and all that stuff, that Chris would always just, like, let it happen. But sometimes the AI algorithm on YouTube is like, oh, you can't have this music on there. It's like, no, it's fine. Basically, I'll just run it like how Toby Fox and how Concerned Ape does it, where it's like, just dispute it and we'll help clear it. It's fine. Just dispute it. Because we would rather have people play the game with the music that was created for the game rather than try and cover it. So yeah, things like that. Then of course, like notification pop-ups, calendar, system on screen, profit sales screen, game over screen when you die, because obviously there will be moments you're fucked up and fail. And then of course the game logo. I gotta get that going. I gotta get that going. So there's that. Whew. That is a lot to deal with. That is a lot. Yeah, that is currently what we have on the docket. And that's not even to say, like, because I gotta get to, eventually, I gotta get to programming. Gotta learn Godot and learn the programming and how to get that all done. And I gotta do it myself, guys. I'm stupid. I gotta learn Godot and I gotta learn how to do the thing. Do you have an idea for the logo already thought up? Nope. I'm gonna be trying to find a logo artist to be able to help design it. A lot of, but yeah. And mind you, we were working on it before I had to go leave. So now I'm back into it and I'm like, oh god, this is a lot. But mind you, that's what these game dev streams are for. Like, we spent so many streams literally just sitting here while I wrote all of the romance routes, which I wrote all the romance routes on stream, as well as designed all the characters on stream. So it's not like it's undoable. It's not like it's impossible. It's just a lot. But I do want to, again, I do this on stream, and I do them on stream to let y'all know, like, this is the process. It's not like I can just poof a game into existence. I can't just magically make all these assets appear. It's a process, and it's a lot of time consumption, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of banging my fingers and head against the keyboard, praying that I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, like, things would be a hell of a lot easier if I had, like, $1 million fucking dollars. If I had $1 million fucking dollars, I'd offload a lot of, like, the art stuff to artists who are better and smarter than me. I mean, like, fucking guys, like, I'll show you, like, the difference, like, here. Let's pull up a character, like Gemma. This was my original design for Gemma. This is my original design. Keep this in mind. This is Gemma, my design. Then we're gonna pull Harrison. Look at the difference in skill set, in the skill level of how these characters run. Like, I know my skill set. I know that I do very bare bone basic shit in terms of art. If I had $1 million fucking dollars, I'd literally hire Demon Artie right now and be like, Demon Artie, your priority is this fucking game if you were willing to accept this money. And so you can just draw all the characters now. And that would be like the sprites, the CGs, and getting that all done. Because I know where my skills lie. My skills lie in writing. But I'm definitely more of a sketch artist. I'm definitely more of a, like the most professional art I've done, guys. Let me show you the most professional art I've done. Pulling it up right now. I swear I got it. It's real. I swear it's real. I drew. Where are you? Oh, here you go. This is the most professional art I've drawn. And this was after researching the hell out of the cog designs and how to, like, emulate the trailer that was made for the Greenlight. And this is as best as my art can go. That is me slaving over making sure that I can make this worthy of a poster print. This is one of the posters you can get when I go to a convention to have me, Zelda, and Eden sign. That is the most professional I can do. And so I know where my skill set lies. So if I had $1 million, I'd offload a lot of this work at the same time where I could just focus on the writing. And hell, I'd offload the programming to someone who knows Godot more than me to program a lot of this. So I can just show them, like, this is exactly kind of want X, Y, and Z to be able to do X, Y, A, B, C, and do that. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm dizzy. This sinus headache is not doing great, and this is my first stream back. But yeah. It just takes fucking time. It takes a lot of goddamn time. But I'm willing to do it, and I'm willing to use these streams to kind of show the process from beginning to end. Again, there will be no things I do off stream. There will be no all that stuff. Everything that happens for the progress of this game development will be on stream. So yeah. Oh, are there any questions? This game will be done by 2069. Yeah, probably. Knowing how long I take in game development, probably. Again, just give me if a high pocket investor, just give me a fuck ton of money, and I'll make it happen. Make it happen. But the problem with investors is that they'll always want their money back and plus more, and so I'm just kind of like, well, so I get to work for free essentially. You look how you started and be proud of yourself. I hope so, because after this, guys, it's not like this is my only game dev stream project. Let's keep this in mind. I do have another game behind, after this. The next game after this will be Chaos Reigns, which is the gacha game idea that I had thrown out during Valco's cancellation. And I do want to make that happen. That one's just gonna take a little more time. No, guys, I'm done with Seduce Me. Seduce Me has been ended years ago. So we're not doing Seduce Me 3 or 4. No. But yeah, we have Home on the Strange and then Chaos Reigns. And then there's one other thing. Well, there's two other things. Two other things being Ruffled Season 3, which is not a game, but it's an audio drama that I'm still working on. I know the Dry Headed Younglings, and who are they? They're just little additions that the artist drew along with them. So, yeah. I got you. Yeah, if you look up on my YouTube, I literally streamed I can make a gacha game, and I kind of outlined a gacha game cake slice of an idea. But there is one other thing. Let me see if I can pull it out. Fuck it, I'll just use it. Yeah, so I've decided for my birthday, I'm gonna be doing what I call a birthday blitz. And essentially from the 7th to the 9th, for 72 hours, I'm going to be making a yandere otome visual novel. And seeing how far I can take it in 72 hours. Because for those of you who don't know my backstory, those of you who don't know my lore, I used to do game jams. I used to do a lot of visual novels in those game jams because it was just easy for me to do. My bread and butter is what I'm most excelled at. And I did a couple of games within 48 hours. So it was literally, I held the stream for 48 hours and only took like 1 or 2 hour naps in between. And I made a couple games in 48 hours. So I figured, okay, let's get back into this with my birthday. Because I wanted to do it last year, but I couldn't because I got really busy. Because Knights of Guinevere got released, and it was middle of work, and a lot of other things caught up to me, and I couldn't do it. But this year, we're doing it. This year, we are doing a birthday blitz where it's 72 hours of me working on a yandere otome visual novel for 72 hours to see how far I can take it. Now, mind you, I'm holding myself to the same prerequisites and rules as a regular game jam, meaning I cannot write anything official. I cannot write an official script. I cannot design official characters. I cannot do official work on the game, but I can do basic boarding and basic concept designing and all that stuff that could be changed midway through official. I think you'll see Pink Elephant again, most likely. I mean, the goal is for me to take 1 or 2 hour breaks to nap and all that stuff, but there will be no point in time where I'll be sleeping for more than 2 hours at a time. That is 72 hours of me non-stop working, and I want to see how far I can take it. But I will obviously take breaks, 1 to 2 hour breaks, to take a nap and then wake up. Because I did that during my 48 hour stream. that was not a big deal. And during those 1 or 2 hour breaks, I'll be playing either Ruffled season 1 or 2 or something for the hour, or even I'll let my guests can take control if they want. If they wish to take control of my stream for a bit, as long as they don't break TOS, then I'm fine. But I've done it before, I can do it again, and I want to see for my birthday if I can do it. And even if it doesn't finish the game, even if we do not finish the game, then I want to see how far I can take it, just to see if I can finish something. Could you give yourself another hour to at least eat? I'll be eating during game dev. That's not an issue. I was able to eat during... Guys, I have a history of how I did this before. I've played these games before! I've played these games before! Literally, it's on my channel. Like, if you look up The Devil's Gospel, how I was able to develop that in 48 hours. So, yeah, it's not too difficult. I was able to eat during it. I was able to sleep, give myself breaks. Even if you've done... I know. Yeah, literally, dinosaur erotica. That was a thing that happened. During this birthday blitz, I'll have, like, special dono things where you can add things to the game, or if we want to help fund the game for, like, funding art and voice acting. Because, of course, I am going to pay for voice acting. I am going to pay for art. Unless I draw it myself, which, oh god, no one wants to see that. Michaela's Squid Games. Like, literally, this birthday blitz is literally my Squid Games, where I've played these games before! Oh, shit. Here we go again. Yeah, I want to see how far I take it. I want to see how far I go. Yeah. Oh my god, Game Dev Mondays are crazy. Do you already have ideas or just leaving it all when the streams are? I have ideas. Like, I literally have a document of, like, ideas that I kind of want to do. Again, nothing official. There is no official writing of the script. There is no official designing of the characters. There is only concepts and ideas that I kind of want to throw in to see if it work. Is your birthday today? Nope, it'll be September 8th. September 8th is my birthday, but the Blitz will be from the 7th to the 9th. So I'll probably start stream September 6th at, like, 10, 11 p.m. So that way I can give you all the rundown of my idea before it happens, and then once midnight starts, that's when the blitz will begin, and then I can start writing my script and my idea. Because right now, as it currently stands, I have a storyline, and I have 3 romance options. And I have the direction of the endings I want involved. But it may go down to 1 romance option for the sake of time and the sake of management. Because as much as I would love it to be like you choose your yandere, it's more of just what will not drive Michaela totally insane and the amount of time that she has. So it might come down to just making it a 1 romance option Otome game, which sucks. It really sucks, but realistically, me trying to do more than 1 will always divide my time, and then me trying to figure out how to balance it all is the big question. I won't know until I really get into the Blitz, but that's not going to happen until September. Yeah. I really want to hear you, Michael Kovac, doing Frankie Meets. Cool. I deeply appreciate that Lady Killjoy. It's me also, like, again, while I do say I'm going to make a game in 72 hours, it is also realistically what I can do. Because the way I kind of combine my programming with my writing is I found out that writing in the code format makes things easier. The code format that Renpai uses, if I write in the code format, it makes things 10 times, a million times better. And it makes things quicker, which makes things more doable. And plus I already have the code for the menus and, like, how to do the hotspots and how to do, like, the animations and all that stuff. I've done that before. So it's just copy paste at that point of the old code that I used to have. So nothing is really going to be, like, extra super spectacular awesome. but it's more of just like it could be done. It could be done, and if we want to polish it up later with like someone throws more money into it, or if I get to be able to throw more money into it, then so be it. I can do that. But yeah. Oh, this sinus is making me. All right. Yeah, so that's Home on the Strange, guys. That is Home on the Strange. Think we can do it? I think we can do it. I really think we can do it. Super hot over here, no right? Like I even got guys. How prepared I am. I even made voice profiles already ready for like Hecate, Darian, Sign, Ivarnia, all that stuff, and being able to have that ready for you have voice acting ready for this game. Can I suggest possible VA just to throw out there? I mean, sure, but I mean, the way that Home on the Strange is gonna work, it's gonna be very different from how I typically cast things. Because when I make projects, I typically cast within my circles, within like my World of Fiction roster. I actually have a roster of VAs that I call upon to audition for this stuff. But with Home on the Strange, I actually might open it to people. I actually might open it up for people to be able to audition in. Because I do want to see fresh blood. I do want to see new meat. I do want to see new talents kind of take on these characters. Mind you, I'm going to be judgy as shit. I'm going to be absolutely judgy as shit because I'm going to be opening it up. But I'll probably be making like a whole new like form, like Gmail, entry form, all that stuff when this goes out. But again, it might be a year and a half, 2 years before VAs even get the chance. Because again, I want to write everything first. I want to be able to make everything happen first. I want to be able to have programming in first. Playable, something playable as like a cake slice demo, things like that, so I can show like progress of. It's not just I'm hiring VAs and I'm gonna make them wait for like a million years before the game even gets recorded. It's like no, everything gets written up first, everything gets programmed first, then hiring the VAs and getting things done. Aaron Hansen? Oh no, yeah, like I know him. Yeah, yeah. Can I audition for the tree? maybe MKU, maybe. But yeah, so with this one, it might just be an open audition compared to like all of my other stuff, which is private audition. So yeah, who knows? But VA is way down the line. It is absolutely far down the road. We're not even ready yet. Do you like to do all the concept art before coding? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I have placement temp art right now for things, and I kind of want to do my research because me learning Godot is going to be the key part of me making this happen. Because me sitting there with Godot and going like, well, what the fuck am I doing? I'm going to have to sit there and like bang out a code and see if it works. It's not me going hello world. It's more of just like, okay, so Godot I can do this. So how do I do XYZ versus ABC and da 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 da. But yeah, so yeah, just keep that in mind that this might take a bit. And also keep in mind, I'm going to be stupid critical when it comes to especially the VAs for this. Especially characters who are POC presenting. Like, I'm not going to be holding anyone's motherfucking hand. I'm not going to be tolerating anyone's bullshit. I will be saying you must be XYZ in order to audition for this, and I will be checking who you are. And so there will be no motherfucker that will be walking in being like, this is the whitest, palest motherfucker going for Marsasis. So it's like, no, fuck off. Just because it's open doesn't mean I'm going to be open-minded to people watching my characters in XYZ. So, yeah. We'll be in our 50s when this game is finished. I say loving it. MKU, I know! I'm gonna be old and gray by the time this game is done. Are you using Unity or a different engine? I'm gonna be using Godot. Because Godot is a program that I've been wanting to learn for a long while. So I figure like this is the chance for me to be able to use Godot and to understand Godot and to kind of get that done. And to use that. You have standards, respect. Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing. Anyone who's like pale skin and all that shit, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? We have so many white skin characters all over the goddamn world. Who fucking cares? It's the ones it's the characters who are darker skin who barely ever get proper representation, and that's where I'll be critical, because it's kind of like, you know what? Any motherfucker can voice a white person. Any motherfucker can voice a white person. White people have voiced so much of us all the goddamn time. Let's give some priority. The only exception might be like the Nyakin kids, but not even like the faces of those, like, because look at them, they're very much like orange tabby with a little bit of vitiligo, things like that, etc., etc. It's, you have to argue for the fact, and you have to very much one way or another. But for example, like Marsasis, absolutely the fuck not. That is 100% for a black man. That is also for like Hecate. That is 100% for a black woman. Absolutely the fuck not. Anything else is completely wrong and unrealistic. So yeah, to keep that in mind. Yeah, so if we're easy for that Marsasis. If Verlies is a VA and he wants to try out, fuck it. Fuck it. I don't care. But I will also be very strict on the idea of, because here's the thing that I've also noticed with open auditions, and that's something that I've been very nervous about when it comes to this game. People posting their auditions publicly for like some sort of visual community approval. I won't disallow it, because I'm not one of those motherfuckers to be like, oh no, you keep it private. But your views are not going to sway my opinion. So if like this big heavy top YouTuber auditions for the game, I don't give a fuck if they have like 1 million views and 1 million people telling me to cast them. I don't care if they don't match the character in my head, they're not getting cast. So I will pretty much be posting, be like, you can post your auditions. A-okay, I'm totally down with you posting your fucking auditions. But your view count and your follower count is not indicative of you getting cast. So don't expect your high views to give you priority in my casting. Absolutely the fuck not. No way. And I'll say this, like, to the degree of, like, I know people are going to be like, well, put your money where your mouth is. If Markiplier, like, himself auditions for this game and doesn't match, I'm not casting him. And I hope he understands, and anyone like him would understand why I would not do that. If he doesn't match, it doesn't work. Because I would rather not base these characters' reliability on a star power versus the immersion of the story. I would rather have a new, fresh blood who emulates Kira the Kind's bitchiness and mean girlness in a full-on degree that I never expected to go on, than some top-rank streamer who wants to be a VA, but doesn't have the chops to be able to pull it off. So, yeah. Why isn't Mark the go-to? Because Mark is... I love Mark, and I've said that Mark is the perfect darling for a sucker for love. Don't get me wrong. Mark's a fantastic actor. Like, look at his fucking resume. He's a fantastic actor. But if he walks in and decides to voice Kira the Kind, he decides to audition for Kira the Kind, I'm going to look at him like sideways and go, why? I'm going to look at him sideways and go, why? Because auditioning is not about the star power behind the characters. It is about making sure the characters are immersible enough for you to love, hate, understand, etc., etc. It is, I want Kira the Kind to not be, oh, you're thinking of Zendaya or like the actor behind them. Like, no, you're thinking of Kira the Kind. You're not thinking of the actor. So yeah. And yeah, that's why like I was kind of hesitant of doing an open audition, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. That would be a deep voice Kira. Hello, everybody. My name's Kira the Kind. It's like, oh my god! That'd be crazy. That'd be wild. But yeah, I want that to be the emphasis of when I do the open audition for this, which again, far down the line, it'll have, you can post your auditions, you can stream recording the auditions, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Your view count, your follower count, your social media is not indicative of whether or not you get cast. You must convince me as the character to be the character. But yeah, in terms of art, I'm probably, if I have the money, be able to hire Demon Arty for the art pieces, whether it be like the sprite works as well as the official designs that we can put up and all that stuff. As someone who's starting game dev, what's realistic advice you give? Set the pace. Don't be like, I'm going to do this all in 3 years. I'm going to do this all next week. Don't, set realistic expectation. Even my blitz, my birthday blitz right now, 72 hours is not a lot of time. Yes, I've made games in 48 hours or less. Hell, I made my April Fool's game in like 24, like almost 12 hours by myself and as a joke. But know where your goal is and know what your dream achievement is for this game and understand expectation. It's not going to take you overnight. You're not going to do it overnight. No sane person that actually does the work does things overnight. Like, you know what? You want to see a game that I've made in 12 hours? You want to see the game that I made in 12 hours? Pure curiosity. You want to see the game I made in 12 hours? Yeah. Show you the game I made in 12 hours. Give me a hot second. I'll pull it up. I gotta re-download it. Hold on. Stand by. Stand by. Alright, so guys, when I say set your expectations, I need you to understand that setting your expectations means that you need to understand your limitations and what you can do and how practiced you are in it. I am practiced in my games. I am practiced in how to make visual novels. That's not an issue. Let me go ahead. This. Gotta read it. Okay, because I don't have the files anymore. Unfortunately. Okay. So this is a game I made in 12 hours. By myself. At the behest of the fact that it was April Fool's. And I was in the middle of a game jam. I was in the middle of NaNoReno 2025. And so I was balancing my full-time gig as well as this game jam. Which I had people for voice acting and music and art and all that stuff. So that was not a big deal. But this one was April Fool's coming up, and I had finished my game jam entry. And I went, what can I make in 12 hours? For April Fool's specifically. So let me go ahead and open it up. Runs. Ah! Ah! This is 12 hours. This is 12 hours of work. Yeah, so I think see the options menu. Yeah, none of this matters, by the way, because this one might matter. But like as you know, it's like I literally I know how to program that, change it, transitions on and off. Yeah, I drew all this by hand. That's the load. As you can see, there's a whole save loading thing. It's fantastic, wonderful. Yeah, great, fantastic. 12 hours. 12 hours. This is what you can do in 12 hours. Like me. Oh, look. It's you. Look at that. It's you. Your name is... Crap, what's your name again? Oh, yeah. So you can name yourself, the banana. Let's see. Let's go April, because you know April Fools. I made it for April Fools. Right. I'm April. I go to Flirtopia University. I'm going to graduate this year. I'm excited and scared, but not because I'm going to graduate. It's because I'm still single. It's literally the worst. I'm going to be an adult without any epic stories, romance stories to recall later in life. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but come on. This is an Otome game, and I'm the protagonist, so I should get some romance, right? Right, I'm glad you agree. The problem is, what is waiting for me? I've been busting my ass trying not to flunk out that I've barely paid attention to everyone around me. Is there literally anyone out there who'd be the perfect romance option for me? Obviously, you have your choices right here. It's like, your best friend, duh. You're right! My best friend is totally hot. Look at that, your best friend. There. I drew these. I drew this background. I drew these sprites. I drew this GUI. We've known each other since we were kids, and we treat each other like siblings. But I guess there could be more, you know? Alright, there he is now. I should call out his name. And of course you can, like, name! Hey, Jake! Hey, Yuno! Wait, what is his name again? You can rename him, but... Hey, Jake! Huh? Oh, hey. Hey, you're kinda cool. Thanks. You're kinda cool, too. We've known each other for, like, so long. Yeah, it's kinda crazy. You're a cool best friend, you know? I mean, like, again, I even wrote, like, bad endings, like... Right. Friend. Cool. Did I say something wrong? It's an Otome game for April Fools, not opposite day. Why are you playing hard to get? Oh, come on! Otomes are supposed to be fun. Fun requires money, which the developer doesn't have. If you want to know where the money went, go play Waiting instead. Ending. Hashtag April Single Fool. And it goes right back to the beginning. So then we can just go back into all this stuff. Go on, hey, still going with the best friend? And you call him Jake. It's great. And it's like, so do you, like... I totally don't find you absolutely attractive, and I haven't been hiding my feelings for you for years because I'm too afraid that you'll see me like a brother instead of a man because I can smooch you all over whenever I want. What? Chapter 1! Arrival wants my best friend. We should get to class. Let's go together. Hey, you should walk me to class instead, Jake. Oh, look! Another sprite that I drew. Again. 12 hours. Oh, great. It's... Crap, what's her name again? I barely care about it to remember it right. Again, you could name the character whatever you want, like Cassidy. Who are you talking to? Nobody? Yeah, you totally are a nobody. Hey, back off. What? We all know it's true. Why else are they single in an Otome game? Are you single? I'm the antagonist of your route. I'm supposed to be single so I can steal your best friend, stupid. You're not going to steal him. You're not going to steal him. And what makes you think I won't steal him? Because I don't even like you. And why not? I'm obviously much more attractive than your friend. Says you. CG cutscene! Guys, the CG! Surprise! In 12 hours, I also drew a CG by just perspective changing the background and scaling the character models and then redrawing the arms and then adding the hearts, the heart, broken heart, and the exclamation point. That took no more than 10 minutes. You, Cassidy, are an ugly frog in comparison to this wonderful person. You cannot be serious. You're just a friend. April treats you like a brother. If that is what I have to be, then so be it. So long as it brings April happiness, I will provide that every day. Jake, what kind of brother figure treats their sibling like that? Are you okay? Totes. Chapter 2! Surprise! Chapter 2! My best friend is my protector? Anyway, let's get to class. Right, class. Oh no! Another sprite! Look at that sprite right there. Boom! Hey! Wet floor, stupid! Is that a wet floor sign? Yeah, watch your... Whoa! Animation move! Ah! April! Oh no! Another CG that I've done in 5 minutes! By zooming in on the background, moving the character art, and redrawing the lines of the stick figures. Are you hurt? I'm fine thanks to you. I'm glad. Yeah, thank you, Jake. Sorry, I should help you up. Yeah, right. Thanks, haha. You're welcome. Let's be careful with the wet floor. Good idea. Say, have you tried it? And yeah, another background that I drew in 10 minutes by just drawing a desk and a chair, copy pasting that, drawing windows, and barebone like paint bucketing everything. Have you played out the new Gothic Tragedy game? What Gothic Tragedy game? There are like a bunch of them. You know, the game that I made during the game jam that I could literally click and then you could play it. Oh, I've heard about that game. That's where all the money that could have went to this game went. Yeah, I heard it's pretty good. I want to try it out together sometime? Alright, it's free. Totally. It's on itch.io. I think it's for free too. Yeah. Chapter 3! My best friend likes me? Before I knew it, I was graduating with my best friend. After we got our diplomas, he asked me to meet him by the totally not geographically appropriate cherry blossom tree at the back of the university. Look at that! See? Such a great cherry blossom tree that totally geographically doesn't belong there. And it's not even a proper cherry blossom tree. Don't even worry about it. Hey, we graduated. Yep, we did. And why are we standing on this tree's roots? For good luck. Good for me! So, listen, I don't know how to say this, but I like you too. You do? Mm-hmm. You're my best friend, Jake. Of course I like you. And I do things more as a friend, obviously. Oh no! Another CG! Zoom in, add cherry blossom effects, move the arms. 5 minutes. I love you. Can I be the one to make you happy? Please do. And thus April and Jake found happiness in the bonds they shared beyond the story and within each other's arms. Sweetness can be found within reach if your heart calls out for it. At least I think so. Good ending, my best friend's love. Look at that. 1 of 4. And literally you could speedrun the others just the same. Hey, boom, boom, boom. You have like your best friend, the rival, the most handsome, mysterious, rich student council president, and you know the secret one, which you know what, I might as well just play the secret one because the others are kind of where they run the same. And then of course, if you play all the other 3, you've played the other 3, you unlock this one. I already unlocked it because I've already played this game because I made it. Duh. It's like, ah, crap, it's the yandere route. That guy's obsessed with me, claiming he's the only one who can protect me from the world. All I did was tell him his shoe was untied, and suddenly I'm his soulmate, destined to be his. Uh-oh, where'd he go? I know you're there, Stockholm! Ah! My love, there you are. I've come to take you away. Listen, this is a big mistake. Is it? I'm simply taking you home with me, where you'll be safe. Safe from what? Everyone, my love. What are you talking about? Is that knockout gas? Just a little crap. Chapter 1. Oh no! Stuck in my stalker's grasp. The yandere route. Oh god. Oh no, April has been kidnapped by Stockholm. Oh my. See, I drew this. Stairs. 1 picture of the MC of literally a ball and a stick with different colors. Copy and paste it everywhere. 5 minutes. Ow, my head. Welcome home, darling. I hope you like your accommodations. Wait, why did you come from the right side? What? The stairs are here on the left. Never mind. Okay, anyway. Welcome home. I don't understand. You're in your new home. I promise to decorate it however you like over time. This can't be happening. Why not? It's destiny for you to be mine. So why not bring you here to be with me already? Why are you doing this? CG! Again, zoom in, add some filter effects, change the lines. 5 minutes! Because I love you. I can't help loving you with everything I am. You make me feel complete, and I cannot fathom the thought of you being someone else's. I can't let anyone else have you. It's too much. Only I deserve you. Stockholm, you're scaring me. If my love scares you, know it is only a temporary feel. You'll love me eventually. Chapter 2, my stalker likes me? Wait, no advertisement? What advertisement? Never mind. But listen to me, my darling April. My feelings for you are pure and real. Will you not love me the same? I promise to make you happy and keep you safe from the world and its dangers. This is all so sudden. I know, but this was the only way. Gun. You know, I should have expected this when I decided to commit a crime. Pew 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 pew. The only sound effect I've ever made for this game. 5 minutes. Me and my husband in front of my microphone, yelling pew pew pew, and rendering in 5 minutes. That was a perfectly normal reaction, and you know, Danganronpa style. Ending. That was easy. Ta-da! And that's my game that I made in 12 hours. This is genuinely better than anybody could make with AI. Exactly! I made this in 12 hours with the same art pieces that, like, I just literally skewed the perspective, added a filter for $5. $5, no, 5 minutes. What was the budget for this game? $10? Zero. I drew it all. I programmed it all, I wrote it all in 12 hours for April Fools. Because the joke was, my sister and I was joking about, like, you know how people made those Otome game April Fool's jokes of, like, you know, the Final Fantasy Otome game, that's an April Fool's joke. Like, oh, there's like, oh, we're gonna make an April Fool's joke and it's like not even existing. Literally, this was me going, you want an actual Otome for April Fool's? Fine. And I'll link it, you know, I'll link it to you guys. Hold on, give me a second. I'll just link it. There, you can actually play it yourself. I actually made it. I legitimately made this game to be played for free for you guys. For April Fools. This is legitimately something you can play right now. But again, this is an example of realistic expectations. Are there achievements? No, there are no achievements because I didn't have time for achievements. But in terms of this, it is literally what could I expect to have made? I literally set expectations of what could I make in 24 hours, and I made this in 12. So it was literally drawing stick figures, adding hair, 5 minutes a character, and they were like, how many I don't fucking remember how many characters are in here. Like, there's all 4 love interests, the MC, the mom, the best friend, yeah, those, and yeah, so basically 7 characters, so 7 hairstyles that I had to make, different CGs, which is literally just shifting perspectives and editing it in Photoshop, and also like Clip Studio that I was using to draw these characters. The backgrounds, which I shittily made and drew myself and copy pasted, like the desk and the chairs, the photos, etc., etc. You can tell how shoddily made those are, but that's the skill that I was able to put in for an April Fool's game. But that's me setting expectations of like, it's not gonna be like the best game in the world. Like, I'll show you guys fucking amazing art for like the best game in the world. Like, hold on, I will show you comparison to what I can do when I have a team nowadays. So I'm not going to pull up Seduce Me, because Seduce Me within itself is already a show of my skill when I work with other people. But in terms of the game jam that I did, let me pull it up. Pulling it up, pulling up, up. Steve Elements, why'd you time them out? That's rude. Don't time them out. That's rude. Oh, Sean, I'm so sorry. For some reason, the exclamation marks, the quotation marks kind of bugged it. But hold on. I'll show you guys a real game that I made with the power of being able to work with other people and pay people for their time and their skill, because they're fucking awesome. We launch this one. All right. Okay, so this is what I made in a month. This is what happens when you give me a month of time and I give myself money. Basically, I spent a lot of money hiring actors and artists, and music makers and composers and all that stuff to make things work. So this is literally what happens when you give me money. Let me hide myself real quick to show again. I put the developer assurance node Gen AI. So, as you can see, it's a lot better, a lot cleaner. A lot better. And mind you, I made the GUI myself. So, like, the options and all that stuff, it's very much cleaner. Because I was able to take my time with it. Credits, as you can see, like, I credited myself, the writer and the programmer. Christopher Escalante made the music. Waiting is done. Oh, no, it's been done. It was done last year. Sprite CG art was Ember Red, BG art was Fendanya, who I found on Fiverr. Fantastic artist who was able to work with my references that I made via Sims. I literally used screenshots from Sims to be like, this is what I want! And then, of course, the voice talents, crediting the voice talents like Louis Deshaun Rex, like Emily, Marianne, like everyone involved, including the additional cast. And then, like, again, so I don't have to wait for the game. Exactly. Might I stream it when it gets... Yeah, absolutely. And literally, if you press begin. Thank goodness you're alright. And mind you, there's partial voice acting because I didn't have the funds to do full voice acting. What programming language do you use? This would be for RenPy, so Python. Of course I am. You don't need not worry about me. We will always worry about you. You are much too kind. This most confirms what I must do. My lady, you've only just awakened. Are you certain this is the correct path? I have little choice. If he wants to play tricks on me, then I will overcome them all. How far must this go? As long as it takes. I will not yield to this stubborn man. I've done quite enough for that. This is truly the way. For now, that's all I can do. I just need to gather everything I need, so I will fight ruthlessly until I can get what I deserve. Even if it takes an eternity of misery. Yeah, this... Like, this is what I can do with time. Yeah, this is what I can do with the amount of time given. So as you can see, like, it's all based off of narrative. I wanted a novel-style GUI. I wanted something to be able to show off my novel writing. Because, guys, I locked in for like 11 days writing a novel. I locked the fuck in and wrote a novel. And mind you, I had so many grammar issues the first time around. I literally wrote, what is it? At one point, I was like, threw my legs over the bed in the bed, and something with like throwing legs over the bed. It's like, what the fuck? So, as you can see, that's very much novel style. And then, and you can hear the partial voice acting. On one side, you have Jean right here. And then you can see, like, again, background is phenomenal, something I could never do. You have Jean on one side, then you have main character Louis on the other side. And that's kind of how I wanted to frame this, to where you can see you're always on the left side because you're the main character, and every character you interact with is on the right side. So, of course, you can speed through it. I can speed through it because I already know what I'm doing. Yep. And then, of course, the choices, like, just follow the road. Then, of course, you get attacked, because why not? Danger. And then, of course, there is the vampire that you have to fight. And as you can see, there is actually, I believe, blinking animations. Because, again, I like animated sprites, so, of course, I asked the artist, like, could you please make sure there is open eye, mid, close eye, and then back again, so I can loop it in programming.
She will not yield to you, monster.
Yeah, and then, of course, you realize you repeat, because that's the part of the story. So, again, this is what I can do if I had money and time. This is what I can do. This was 1 month of work. And mind you, I've made games within relative quickness. Like, hold on. Do I have Devil's Gospel up on here? I don't think I have Devil's Gospel. Oh, yeah, I do have the Devil's Gospel. Hold on. Now, in comparison... This is Devil's Gospel, which I did in 48 hours for Asylum Jam. This was very old, but as you can see, very basic, easy to understand, GUI, start, and again, how I framed it was very simple, prologue. I played the Devil's Gospel on stream before, but this is kind of showing.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Again, I had fantastic actors who were willing to volunteer their time, because again, this was a free project. This is something I worked on. I literally grabbed this off of Google Images and made sure that it was free to use, that I can edit and make sure I use it properly.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah, so you can see it's a very different style. It's a different framework where I'll just skip forward.
You really
Don't speak to me. You
and
skip forward, because you can play the game yourself with all my info.
and
do not
Blah, 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 blah.
poet
A lot of talking, because I put in a lot of talking. So
Oh,
less dialogue and
I'll
more
make
dialogue.
come on.
Less narration and more dialogue.
Really?
I will.
You
You
lame.
Oh, wait. I gotta back up. There we go. Boop. There we go. Because
It's
I
not.
forgot there was that actual chant. Is Jonah the preacher? Yes, Jonah was the
think
preacher.
I said did have
Ba, 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 ba. As you can see, again, the framing is very different. You have like royalty-free edited stuff that I did, because I literally took the time to find CC-free images to use and edit to be able to get this style, because I wanted it more realistic. I didn't want anime. So I went and ran it, and then of course this is really shitty Photoshop on top of a picture of a man's chest. Really shitty Photoshop. But again, when game developing and all stuff, understand your expectations and understand what you can do. This I did in 48 hours, and this was with volunteers who were willing to work alongside me while I worked on it, because I asked Chris for some of his music pieces that he had already done for this game. Like, going back here. Yeah, as you can see, music by Chris Rosen, all the stuff he already made. And while I was writing the script, literally two of my friends, Genevieve Rose and John Deppa, were editing the script as I went along. So that way it wasn't bullshit. It wasn't like a bunch of errors. So I was writing it live, and behind me, Genevieve and John were editing the script. Then, of course, I had my voice actors like Harlow, Jonah, Hayden Davio, Bradley Gareth, Madam Sharkey, all that stuff. Like I had them all credited in. Yeah, and I remember when I remember hilariously enough when I released it, because I finished the production on stream. We were done on stream. We finished. When I released it, there was an error in the code that didn't play a sound effect correctly. And I'm like, no! And on stream, I was screaming about it. I was like, no, it didn't work! So I had to go in, rechange it, and refix the code before I could release it. But yeah, so understand your expectations and understand what your skill set is and understand what you can do. If I had a fuck ton of money, I could hire a bunch of artists. I can hire a programmer to be able to do it for me. But when you start your own game dev work, you have to understand what is your capabilities and what you're able to do within a reasonable amount of time. But yeah. This honestly helped my brain get out of the loop of I feel bad and I'm making fat and stuff. No! It'll take so much progress. It takes so much time. Like, I've made so many games within relative different time frames and different time pieces. Like Braggers Club was another one that was 48 hours. What else was I didn't necessarily do other things in 48 hours. But it was things I could do really fast or things I could do myself. I was able to kind of do that. But to understand your own pacing, you kind of have to play around. And game jams, honestly, I'll say this very much confidently. Game jams for me were the best ways for me to learn how to that was the way of how I learned how to program really quickly, how to find shortcuts to my programming, how to be able to understand like what works, what doesn't work, what helps me progress quicker, what slows me down, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So don't feel frustrated if you can't do things quick enough. Just know that as long as it's done by your hands, it's valid. The reason I say this, so vehemently is also because I know that, and I'm gonna roll my eyes and vomit, AI has proven to be a quick cheat code to get things done quicker. I say, fuck that. You feel much more accomplished when you do it yourself. Because when you make stuff with AI, and I've noticed this when it comes to, like, unfortunately I have friends who make shit with AI, they have this look of temporary satisfaction and then they move on. Me, because I make my shit by hand, I have never used Gen AI. I feel much more accomplished on the shit that I've done, and I still am more accomplished. And I'm much more proud of the shit that I've done. Seduce Me is by far my greatest treasure, and I bled tears. I got a concussion making that fucking game. I saw pink elephants making a game. I ran myself health-wise to the fucking ground making Seduce Me. And then even going so far as to my game jam games and all that stuff, I barely slept April 2025. I barely fucking slept that month because I was writing Waiting. And you know how many words are in Waiting? Over 75,000 words are in Waiting. 75,000. Because I locked the fuck in for 11, I believe, almost like 12, 11, like 11, 12 days of just straight up writing on top of doing my work for AMBW. I had no sleep. Little to no sleep. Brian was worried for my health. But I did it with my own fucking hands. And so me being able to work on the programming was easier because I was programming it and writing it in program, because that was another cheat code that I did, is that I wrote all of my stuff in the code rather than writing it like a typical script format. I wrote it as Python. I wrote it in RenPy Python, like in the program, so that way it is just easier. So that way I don't have to be like, oh, I have to transfer all of this to RenPy from like Google Doc or whatever, and so I have to no, everything was already in there. I already programmed it in there and it saved me time. But that's something I learned doing game dev as long as I have. So I made Seduce Me in Word doc. And I separated the lines for actors to find their lins very easily using a Control F format. But putting everything into Ren'Py required me to retranslate the quotation marks, rebind all of the character tags, etc., and it was honestly a time waster. But now when I do game jams, I'm like, okay, I just program it in. I write it as the programmed code, so it's already in the game. It's already programmable, and I just need to add a tilde where I need to for actors to find their lines. And it's easier for me to be able to kind of monitor shit and get that done. But it takes time. It really does take time to learn. It takes time to educate yourself, and it takes time for make that effort effortless. Because ask me if I was able to do Seduce Me from the very beginning, I would tell you I would be stressing the hell out. If you told me to make Seduce Me now, I know how to do it. I know how to make Seduce Me again. And very easily. Like, stupidly easily. I could remake Seduce Me right the hell now. But I'd rather just use my experiences to make new games, to make new stories, to make new environments, to make new things. And the Birthday Blitz is going to be great. Home on the Strange is going to be great. Chaos Reigns is going to be great. And it's going to be great experiences for me to learn beyond just visual novels, which I'm very comfortable with. I can learn, like, the programming of Godot and how to make that work to a fresh degree of, you know, making the farm sim and making the tower defense game. It's very simple. I want it to be very simple. That's why there's only 2 environments, and you don't get to go into the houses. You don't get to go into the religious houses. You don't get to go into the romantic houses, because I want things to be simple, and that's how I learn. It's how I'm able to throw myself against the wall and make sure I know what I'm doing. And that's what you should do too when you're a game dev. You should be able to go in, eyes open, brain willing to learn. You need to create the wrinkles in your brain. If you are smooth brain, you will never get anywhere. Make the wrinkles in your brain. Because once you make those wrinkles, they stay put, they stick to you, and you know how to pull things out of your ass that you didn't really expect to pull out of your ass. So it's that you pull things like, literally. I got hired for ANBW for my writing, even though my experience is only in visual novels. ANBW is not a visual novel. It was a very different format that I had to work with. And I'm very thankful and grateful that I was able to work in the new format, because that means it gives me an insight of how non-visual novels work and how I can, like, work with programmers and artists in a different capacity that's not just Ren'Py visual novel. But yeah, I'm an amateur novel writer for books. Is there any tips you can give? Let the muse write. Don't hold back if you're worried about a story idea. Don't be like, well, it doesn't work. Write it down anyway. Because you never know if all of a sudden an idea pops out of it and you can fine-tune it. You could copy-paste it somewhere else and use it for a different story. You could, like, put it somewhere else. You can clean it up. Make it real first. Clean it and make it perfect later. Just make the damn thing real. Just write it. Just write. Don't just sit there going, well, what if people don't like it? What if I can't do it? What if I'm not skilled enough? Shush. Just write it. Make it real first. Then worry about the rest later. Because you can worry about the rest once it's done. Because you're going to look and be like, huh, it's done. That was fucking easy. Shit. I should have done this earlier. Fuck. And then you'll be like, okay, how do I perfect it? Then you'll find ways to be able to perfect it. Like me. My first game ever was not Seduce Me. It was a game called Teach Me. It was my teacher. And I learned so much on how to do programming for routes, how to make CGs happen, how to organize my scripts, etc., etc. And then when Seduce Me came around, I'd be like, oh, this is old hat. This is old hat. And now, when I made Waiting and I made all my other stuff, it is literally like, literally. True story. Alejandro Sub, aka Sayu, the cyborg VTuber. He came up to me at one point, 2 years ago, and said, can you still make visual novels? I looked at him and went, yep, like an old hat. What do you need? I made the entirety of his game in half a year. Because I was very slow with it. I was working on another game, obviously. But I literally wrote a script in 1 month, edited it down in the second month, programmed it in the third month without any of the assets, because he was still working with other artists to get the assets. And it was ready to go for art and music by the 4th month. 5th and 6th months were me cleaning up the card game in the game. So, yeah. It's You will learn over time, and you will learn what works. You will learn what doesn't. But that requires you to learn. Make the wrinkles in your brain. So yeah. I love the feedback on it so far. That's obviously good advice. Get some beta readers. Get some friends. Be like, hey, look at this. See this shit. There's been times where I write down something and it makes sense to me, but I hand it off to Brian and he's like, what the fuck's going on here? It's like sometimes you do need that bit of advice. So get some friends who are willing to give you their time. So yeah, that's how you learn. You have to learn by listening to your guts, just doing it, barreling through it, learning as you go, perfecting it afterwards, making it real, and it will happen. And then you'll be like me, the crazy village lady who can say that, hey, I'm going to do a birthday blitz and spend 72 hours making a video game to see if I can do it. After years of working on something else. And it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really interesting. But yeah, holy shit, I've been going for like 3 hours. I'm glad Game Dev Mondays are back. I'm so glad Game Dev Mondays are back, guys. You have no idea. You have no idea how excited I am to have them back. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't worry about keeping up to one of the greatest inspirations for my own writing was seeing a famous sci-fi author's notebook in my uni's library. He has scraps of stories, misplaced notes. Exactly. Sometimes you just fuck around and have fun. Stream Elements, can you not? Stream Elements, can you just not? Stream Elements, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt Stream Elements. I'm gonna hurt it for timing out people for no reason. I'm the village crazy lady. It's my job. And I mean, hell. The birthday blitz, apparently everyone's really excited for it. I've already had people saying that they're willing to like help me out. I'm like, well, this may turn into a Devil's Gospel situation again, where I open up my guest VIP area, and be like, hey guys, we're going for 72 hours. Hop in if you want, or don't, whatever. When's my birthday? It's September 8th, but I will be going from the 7th to the 9th. Ending on the midnight before my sister's birthday, because my sister's birthday is September 10th. So I'm literally going from the 7th to the 9th. So going from midnight September 7th to midnight September 10th. So again, 7th to the 8th, 7th to the 9th, with my birthday in between. And yeah, we're gonna have like a maybe like 5 minutes. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Moment for my birthday, because I don't want the focus to be, oh guys, it's my birthday. I want it to be, we're still working on this game, guys. Lock the fuck in. But yeah, so it's gonna be great. All right, I'm tired. Today's stream was meant to be more of a recap of where we were with Home on the Strange. Again, exclamation mark HOTS in the chat if you want to see where our progress is in terms of the game itself. That's where all the progress is if you want to catch up on like the story, the characters, etc., etc. And we'll be getting back into it next week. And I think we're gonna go in and start the friendship routes. And I think we're gonna start with the mole men. And get them done. Get their friendship route done. And that would be great if I can do it in one stream, but it might get into 2. Who knows? Depends on how things kind of get willy wonky. I did the recap. It was great. I'm not checking if I had to make it. It's all good. But yeah, so it's, you guys got this. If I can do this, you guys can do this. Because I will admit, I have 2 brain cells that I rub together once in a blue moon, and shit comes out, and it's great. And sometimes shit comes out, and it's bad. So it's like, sometimes it requires seeing someone struggle, and that's why I have these game dev streams, because every bit of game dev that I'm going to do for this game will be on stream. There will be no me learning outside of the stream. There will be no me, like, adding things out. I may, like, look at Godot and be like, okay, what the fuck am I doing? But it's not going to be to the degree of me programming anything official for the game outside of stream. It'll be like, hey guys, this is what I learned, and I'll show you guys what I've learned in program, in the thing, as we update. But otherwise, it will be more of me writing, me designing, me talking about like the characters and how to get that work done, etc., etc. But yeah. So that's that. And that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. So let's go ahead and throw you guys at someone. Who are we raiding? Who do we want to raid? I Is anyone? Let's go ahead and raid in Poseidon. Poseidon's doing really good. I love Poseidon to bits. Poseidon to bits. So we're gonna do that for Poseidon. So we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna start the raid there, and then is there anyone on my end I can raid on YouTube side? Go ahead and send love on YouTube side to Porcelain Maid, aka Joel. Joel's playing Halo 2. But we're gonna go ahead and get going. So thanks everyone for coming. Have wonderful sweet dreams, and I'll see you all on Wednesday when we get back into 100 line. Love y'all. Bye.